It would help if I'd unmuted the right thing. That has helped. My sources, my mixer has swapped places for some stupid reason. So my microphone is now underneath my headphones for the other players. So yeah, my today's just not gone well. My interface in SLOBS has changed. My interface on Discord has changed. Everything's just not going well for me. But we are here. Everyone is ready and good to go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your week. I hope everyone is still remaining safe. We will unmute and undeafen everyone here. I see alcohol in Evelyn's
yeah.
possession. Hello,
Oh, this
everyone.
is gonna be a drunk stream. Oh yeah.
Happy
I,
Easter.
I sincerely hope it's not
Happy
going to be a
Easter.
drunk stream, considering I don't want someone to phone me and wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm told one of our good members gave us a nice 4M phone.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
absolutely. A 4 a.m. phone call on Discord after being extremely intoxicated. Isn't that right, David?
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine. It was a good laugh. Right, everyone.
Trying to kill me this session for it.
I'm not going to intentionally kill you. I'm going to intentionally
No,
kill the
I do-
wizard because she called me a dork. I mean,
I
what?
regret
No.
nothing.
I'm not going to intentionally kill any of you.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna go down more times during the what was it? I'm gonna go down more times than the Ruby of the Sea.
that's just rude.
How is that rude? I'm self-deprecating. Deprecating.
I don't know the word actually, but still.
Defecate.
No, it's not defecating, because if Kayla was self-defecating, then
Deprecating.
deprecating is the right one. Because if Kayla was self-defecating, then you're going to have to go and clean it up, because I ain't touching that.
Oh, because I
Yes,
think
sir.
the rest of us would be self-defecating when we see this dragon.
Yes, for the most
We've
part.
already seen the
Anyway,
dragon.
the last week when we played, you guys had just managed to successfully deal with Anil and his bullshit at the Ramiel estate within the elemental plane of air. Working together, you made an attempt to get into contact with Ramiel himself and explain your situation before plane shifting out. However, unfortunately, because the slightly older and slightly more experienced wizard managed to counterspell your plane shift, you were trapped there. However, with the aid of your siblings, Coralina, you guys managed to successfully get away from Anil and make your way to the gate, which is within the Ramiel estate. A gate, as you all know, is just essentially a portal to another plane of existence. However, the only one as currently known to be able to control these gates is Coralina's father. Using this as a last-ditch effort to escape before any more trouble is caused, you all jumped through the gate. Rolls were made, and you've landed in an unknown location on an unknown plane of existence. In a natural-looking cave of sorts that had billowing, whistling winds through it, stalagmites and stalactites forming naturally, and the temperature having dropped significantly. Choosing to not create a tiny hut and take a long rest, you guys chose to proceed through the cave, try and make your way through to the surface, where you entered a large chasm, and looking up, and I need to mute this because I keep getting pings consistently. However, sorry, that's another Discord server. However, as you guys glanced up into the large open cavern, you spotted what looked to be an ancient white dragon. Noticing you all and its primal instincts kicking in, called you tiny little morsels, and it started to salivate at the sight of you as we drag you over to our new battle map, if Roll20 wants to work. There it goes. Let's zoom all the way out and zoom back in because Roll20 is a massive pain in the ass like that at times. If it actually wants to render in some detail, please. Roll20, that'd be great. There we go. So we'll go ahead
Oh wow,
and
our
shift you
tokens
down.
are tiny.
In comparison to this gargantuan ancient white dragon, yes. So before we get into the thick of things, what I will say is that if as we're about to hit combat, I will give each of you a free action as a dash, so you get your full movement and dash speed, so 60 feet for each of you to displace from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go ahead and roll initiative, unless anyone has anything they want to add very quickly before we get started.
One thing, I can't see the battle map on roll.
Same.
You guys can't see, okay.
All black for me.
All black, okay. That is another thing that's messing up because Roll20 has recently changed their lighting, like dynamic lighting system. You guys, let me see here. Let me turn that off. So Victorious, let me take a look here. You should now be able to see Victorious, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Because apparently someone needs to click save changes when he changes stuff on tokens. I don't know who didn't do that.
Yeah. I finally got it. Cool.
Yes, there you go.
Yay.
I'm going through and changing everyone's. There you go.
Yay.
So with new changes to everything, with streaming with SLOBS, with the Discord, with Roll20, and everything going on, things are probably going to be running
is
a little
offering
slower.
a lot of time for change.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, other than now being able to see the battle map, anyone have anything they want to add? Anything you want to say before we get into the thick of things?
Only the. Okay, everyone does.
All right, we'll
I just look
start.
at Vic. That's it.
If everyone has anything they want to say, go ahead and just speak up now, or forever hold your peace.
Is that a great big ice pedestal it's on?
Yes, it is. So, I will go ahead and ping you around the map for specific pieces of information. These like large rocks and stuff that are dotted around, they are exactly that. They are rocks, so they will be able to provide you cover and such. Climbing up to them will require a check to get up there. You have mounds around the area which are slightly like a bit elevated. These you won't need to make a check to climb up. However, they are there to get a height advantage if you so need to. And there is a large scattering of ice particulates around the area. Crossing those areas will impose difficult terrain on the characters, like on your characters. So you will need to move at half speed if you enter those areas.
This is going to be just like the last time I was on an icy battlefield. I believe we played Warforged Bowling, and I lost.
Are you going to belly slide into the enemy and die?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, anything anyone wants to say, do, add before we die?
Yeah, I mean, upon seeing the dragon, two things will have crossed Vic's mind. First being taking the dragon slaying sword and turning to Temple and saying, "Do you want to use this, or should I?"
I think we need you out of the way with your bow at height, hopefully.
So I'm going to hand the
So I'll
sword of
take that.
dragon slaying over to Temple.
Cool. I'll start with that quick. But is it? I don't know anything about it. That's the issue. And is it two-handed or one-handed?
Let me go and add it too. Victorious, you've got the stats there if you want to go ahead and read them out on your character sheet while I go and add this to yours.
So
Dragon Slayer Longsword.
That your damage will probably be different. What's your strength modifier?
My strength is +7.
Okay. So you do 1d8 plus 7 damage. It's versatile, which turns the damage into a d10 if you're using it two-handed. You get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. When you hit a dragon with this weapon, the dragon takes an extra 3d6 points of slashing damage.
Ooh. And for the purpose of this weapon, dragon refers to any creature with the dragon type, including dragon turtles and wyverns, drakes, and the likes. If you want to go ahead and refresh your character sheet, Temple, and update the Avray bot, the Dragon Slayer Longsword should be there and equipped to your character. So you'll just need to roll an update so you can get your attacks on the Avray bot.
Okay, and I'm going to put my higher damage shield on. All good. Higher AC shield.
There we go. Lastly, going from on my Discord, going from left to right. Victorious, you get your free action of movement for the start of the initiative round, so you get 60 feet to move yourself as you like wherever you want to go.
Okay. Oh, what? Just starting now?
Yeah, on you go. Yep, 60 feet. It's a free movement at the start of initiative, like before initiative rolls. So essentially, this is like as you guys have entered the cavern and you've spotted the dragon and it's called out to you, you guys have instinctively started to take, defensive positions and maneuver yourself to give yourself a bit of an advantage, as much of an advantage in this fight as you see fit. So 60 feet of free movement, so I will let you go ahead and move that now.
Is there an opportunity for me to turn to Carolina and say, did you manage to attune to that ring?
I think given I had time to rest with it, kind
You
of.
did have your long rest, so yes, you would have had your...
Yeah, I think so.
Good, hold on to it then. And I'm going to make my way 60 feet. I don't know if moving into this thing would cause me to be...
you are just in range of difficult terrain, so that I believe was, what, 60, 55? No, yeah, 60 feet. So yeah, moving out of that location, like through here, that would take 10, 20... Yeah, you'd be able to get to there moving out.
Okay.
If you're wanting to move further through the difficult terrain. My Roll20 is lagging like that.
I already had a ring that I could use to stop me being hindered by difficult terrain.
Oh no.
If only I have a spell for that, actually.
Right, next up, Nethtari, if you want to displace yourself 60 feet before the start of initiative.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I should go with him, but then these things can breathe. They have breath weapons, so.
As far as you're aware, yes.
Dragons can breathe fire, so I assume this one will breathe ice of some sort, which will be a big cone of ice, which will, if we bunch together, it'll probably take a lot of us out, won't it?
Well, you can safely assume that.
I want to be close enough to be able to heal people, so you can't breathe through these rocks. Is that right? If I hide
If
around
you're behind the rocks, so say for example you're over here, like behind this this corpse, and the dragon is where it was. If it tried to breathe fire over in this direction or breathe ice in this direction, if you were behind the rock, that would provide full cover. So it physically couldn't hit you with it.
Yeah, wow, it's a big map. Be able to pick people up when they die. Bugger.
When? You mean if?
When?
You don't know how bad my rolls are going to be tonight. I might just do nothing but roll low the entire session. I mean, as an example, that's a natural 20. Haha, never mind. I mean...
That's a bad omen.
Move 60 foot with Vic there.
Alright, go right ahead and do so.
There or the next
Believe... Yeah, the next one over. There you go. Right, Temple, where are you wanting to move? You've got 60 feet of free movement.
60 feet.
Can I do something before Temple runs away?
Yes, you may do so.
I'm just gonna step over 5 feet. Just
Okay.
touch his arm and be like, you're probably gonna need this, and I'm gonna cast
Cast what? Sorry?
Fly. I have
Cast
a 3rd level spell
Fly.
slot.
Okay. Okay,
So-
cool. Good to know.
And Temple's consent is always implicit.
And Temple's consent is always implicit, that's correct.
So Temple, you get a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. It's gonna be up to 10 minutes. And if the spell ends, you're gonna fall. I'm sorry, but I think it'll help with maneuverability.
I think it's a flying speed of 60 feet, was it? Yeah, 60 feet, yeah.
Yes.
And so on you, Carolina, we are going to put on...
Did you really?
A little concentration dot.
Why?
Yay!
Yes, exactly.
I'm focused.
So
You
much
can
for my
do
plan
that.
of just constantly standing in front of Carolina to protect the small, but now I'm flying, I guess. So it's
well,
gonna be
you
hard to
can.
angle myself between
You-
Carolina.
You're not flying, you can fly. So essentially you now have a flying speed of 60, so that you can essentially walk up to 30 feet and then fly another 30 feet on top of that, because you have a total of 60 feet of movement with your flight. And flying can allow you to ascend, descend, and traverse. Like if you fly up, say 10 feet, and then fly across a shard of ice, it won't impose difficult terrain because you're flying over it.
Gotta help the tanky boy get around.
So you now now that that's happened, you now have 90 feet, or is it a dash? No, 120 feet total if you're using your flight, since Coralina has provided that to you.
It's
'Cause
gonna be
dashing-
like a Devil May Cry boss fight.
Yeah.
The Temple just zooming around with his big sword.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've just realised I moved the wrong direction because I'm not in cover at all here.
You are not, no, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in initiative.
What's this terrain like? Is this a hole that I'm gonna fall in and get wedged in like that film?
Yes, it is. The gaps in the rocks there you can fall into. You need a steady perch on the rock. If it even is a rock.
I want to get. I feel if I stand there, I'll get eaten in one bite.
What's
Maybe.
the ceiling like, by the way?
Sorry?
What's the ceiling like?
Glancing up, you can't really see the ceiling, so you can assume it to be anywhere above 60 feet.
I'm gonna just move here and say hello, friend.
Okay, yep. Run forward and say, hello, friend. And Carolina, you've got 55 feet of movement to use.
I'm running. Let's see. Yeah,
Reason-
I've learned a little bit from my companions. I'm gonna go hide.
You're going to go hide. Okay.
Next to that massive giant skeleton.
Yes, it's a little bit creepy.
It's a little bit
We're in a
creepy,
life
yes.
or death situation. I'll investigate it later.
Yeah, I kind of realized that the scale for the skeletons and stuff is a little too high, but hey ho, it's just for aesthetics.
It's okay.
Right.
They're all Dragovians.
They're not actually, because most of them you'll notice are humanoid in nature and not draconic in nature. Anyway, with
Call them
that,
giants, and then no problem.
with that,
Yeah, call them giants.
everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
What does a warforged skeleton look like? Or does it just look like a living warforged?
It would just be a warforged shell essentially.
Spooky.
Right. So the ancient white dragon rolls with a what does it have for its?
Can't get killed if you don't roll initiative.
What is its initiative? It's just its deck. Oh, it's just flat. Cool. So the ancient white dragon rolls with that. Oh.
That's why I've only moved 10 fucking feet.
Oh, that is an ouch right there. Oh god.
Does that mean something, or am I just last in the queue?
So for initiative checks, natural 20s and natural 1s don't really mean anything. Because like if you roll a natural 1 with a +3 you give yourself a 4, and then someone has a 2 with a +1 to give themselves a 3, you're still ahead of them in initiative order.
I guess this is
we
why
got that natural one out now.
I guess
Yes.
it's why I trundled ahead and said hi, friend, instead of
Right.
immediately
So
assuming.
Corlina, I see you got an 11. Temple, you got a 4. Neftari, what did you get?
5, I think it was.
5. Okay, and Victorless, what did you get?
21.
21. Okay. And we're sorting that out now. Sweet. At the top of the round, Victorless, you're first.
This dragon looks very focused on coming at us, right?
Yes, it is looking at you with what looks to be small globes of mercury in its sockets, hungrily towards each and every one of you.
What would constitute, or if I was to grab Neftari and pull him, like drag him up this pathway,
You'd be moving at half speed, which is then dropped to quarter speed through difficult terrain.
would that require an action or a bonus action as well?
It would require your action to do so, yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Not really going to help anyone. Okay, bonus action. I'm going to Hunter's Mark that dragon.
Okay, we're Hunters marking the Dargan. What the actual... Roll 20, stop being a mass pain in the ass, please. Yes, the bonus action Hunter's Mark, I will mark him in just a second once the page actually loads. An action or movement?
What can I jump? And can I attempt to jump clear of the icy, spiky floor?
A long jump consists, I believe, is like 10 feet plus your dex score. Let me take a look, see here. Jumping is under movement. Movement jumping is 182, 190. Alright, let's see. Jumping. Right, so your strength determines how far you can jump. Long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. If you move up to your strength score, if you move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump. When you make a standing jump, you can leap only half that distance. So if you're standing still, half of your strength score. And a high jump is 3, like, so you can jump into the air 3 plus your strength modifier if you move immediately before the 10 feet before the jump. Standing is again only half of that. So if you're just standing where you are, you can jump a total of 8 feet. So
Not really worth the bother.
you could effectively clear the distance from
But
where
it's
you
not
are.
really gonna give me much more advantage than just
It's
walking through 2
you
squares, is
would
it?
from where you move after that. You would need to use your action to dash if you want to get line of sight of the dragon, because you're not going to see it from behind the rock.
No, exactly. So no, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take longbow and fire at the dragon from where I am before. I move anywhere.
Okay, go ahead and roll your first longbow attack. 16 will miss, unfortunately. And the second one?
Take a second shot.
And a 17 will miss as well, I'm afraid, as you draw 2 arrows from your efficient quiver and kind of hold one offhand as you set one, you notch one of your arrows, draw and let loose. The first arrow sails over the dragon's head as it kind of hunches down on all fours and looks over to you. The second one you let loose and it sails and strikes true, but it just glances off the scales of its snout, and the arrow sails off into the distance and just kind of hunches down and snarls at you, salivating constantly.
And with that, crap. I'm gonna move. So that's 10 feet.
Yep.
15.
20. And moving in or out of difficult terrain costs double
25,
movement.
30 to there.
30 there. Yep.
Oh, dragon just disappeared.
Yeah, line of sights.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
It's that sweet, sweet line of sight.
yeah, I don't like that thing.
So you won't be able to see it if you're not in his line of
yeah.
sight. Line of sight of it, you won't be able to see it.
Cool. All right, I'll end my turn there.
All right, cool. This is where things get interesting. On initiative count 20, as the dragon kind of rears up, just. Sorry, what was that? Someone say anything?
I think we're all getting excited.
Okay. As the dragon kind of rears up and slams down, just 3 large. Actually, hold on. Yes, up to 3 creatures. 3 large shards of ice drop from the ceiling. One on top of Neftari, one on top of Temple, and the other one, we're going to roll a d6 for this. 1, 2, 3. 2. All right, cool. One on top of Neftari, one on top of Temple, and the other one dropping just over here, just in front of the rock that you're behind, Carolina, as it's lost sight of you, so it doesn't know where the dragon doesn't know where you are. As it causes these ice shards to fall. Let's see, for Neftari, that's a natural 1, as you kind of look up and just glance to your side as this large shard of ice shatters down beside you and just crystalline bits of ice scatter all over the place. And Temple, for you, that is a 14 plus 7. That is a 21 to hit.
That misses.
That misses as you kind of glance up to the dragon, hear it roar, and kind of like glance up as you see the shard come down to you. Raise your shield as you feel the heavy, dull impact of the ice shard onto your shield. But again, the ice kind of spiderwebs and fractures and then scatters all over you, kind of raining cold particulates down over your form. But again, not being able to do anything as the dragon uses its first lair action before it goes on to the dragon's actual turn. Now, let's see what we can do here. All right, cool. I need all 4 of you to go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Well, good news. People within 10 feet of me get advantage on stuff like that. How many hundreds of feet are you away from me?
You're many, many feet away from each other, unfortunately. Right, so 23, 18, 22, and Temple. 9.
Oh no.
Okay, so Neftari, Victorilus, and Coralina, you guys all save as the dragon lets out a bellowing roar and glances around at each and every one of you. Coralina, you almost feel its gaze piercing through the rock towards you, but you just kind of shrug it off. It's a dragon. You've not dealt with dragons before. The last time you dealt with a dragon, you guys basically got your asses kicked.
No, but I faced down my brother, so I'm doing all sorts of brave things today.
You're doing lots of brave things. Victorilus and Neftari, you guys have faced a dragon before. It kicked your ass, but that was a long time ago. You've developed since then. You're better equipped. You're stronger than you were before. You know that this is something you could easily take on. Well, not easily, but you could take this on now. Temple, no, you're fucking terrified. Yeah, this is a big white dragon that's just roared at your face. You are now officially terrified.
Is terrified different to fear? Because I'm immune to one of those.
Are you immune to being feared? You're immune to being frightened. Let's double check this if it is.
Charmed,
yes,
disease, frightened, and poison.
Yes, you are. So never mind. Thank you for the correction. You are not feared, not frightened.
Yay, paladins! That's the
being a paladin. Yes, your devotion to your god prevents you from. Hold on, why is that?
Just imagine this massive dragon in the face, like right in Temple's face.
It just roars at you and snaps his teeth, gnashing teeth down at you, and you're just like.
Not because I'm a paladin, because I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. I'm trying to translate it in my.
Can you repeat that but slower? All right. So great. That's a complete waste of that now because you're all now immune to it for the next 24 hours because you all saved technically. All right. With that, it's going to break up its movement. Jesus Christ. As it kind of, with a large beat of its wings, takes to the sky before dropping down. It's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30
Oh,
feet,
Lord, he coming.
and drops down beside you, Temple. And he's going to...
Let me repeat this so that you understand.
It's going to make 3 attacks against you. 2 bites and... 1 bite and 2 claws. So...
but I'm immune to bites.
No, you're not, because that's a 31 to hit.
That one hits me, unfortunately. I didn't even know numbers went that high.
Yeah, and with the claw attacks, let's see. That is a 30 to hit. And another 31 to hit.
Balanced. Wow.
Balanced. This is an ancient white dragon with a plus something to attacks.
Yeah, plus 30.
No. Because if it was a plus 30, that would have been a 31. That would have been a natural 1. So it wouldn't have
me stumbling about with my 24 AC thinking I'm real big and hard.
So you take 3, 13, 21... 21 piercing damage and 3, 7 cold damage from the bite.
Okay, that's 1.
And then with the 2 claw attacks it hit you with, so this is going to be 6. That is 2, 5, 9, 14, another 20 points of damage with its claw attack.
Ouch.
Well, with its claw attacks.
This is almost as bad as the time Temple stubbed his toe. It's painful doing that.
Got on a
And that is actually it. So, with that, we move down to Carolina. It is your turn in initiative.
Okay, so what I'm gonna end up doing, I'll come out from my little hiding place a little bit, so like maybe like
Mm-hmm.
5-10 feet.
Okay.
How far away is that? Yeah, I got range to do this. I'm gonna start out slow and actually pace myself this time.
Okay. That's a first.
Just going to, yeah, I know, right?
Speaking of
I'm
which,
gonna fire off a magic missile.
What level?
First level, I'm pacing myself.
First level. Cool. So go ahead and roll 3d4 plus 3, please.
All right, 3d4 plus 3. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. As all three of the darts strike the hide of the Dargon. Let's take a quick look at other things just in case.
Okay. That doesn't sound very confident.
What kind of damage is that? It's force damage. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
So 12 points of damage. That drops it down to that much health. As you you step out, and with a swirl of your hands, the three kind of purple glowing shards of arcane energy and just billow out from in front of you as you just let all three darts loose. They fly over and strike the dragon in the face several times. It just kind of blinks away and shakes its head and then glances over like well above Temple as it scans and looks directly at you, Coralina.
Right, I did my part. I'm gonna go hide again.
All right, so you're gonna move back again.
Yep.
bye.
All right, cool.
I did a thing. That I believe will be my turn because I've got no bonus action stuff right now.
Okay, right. Let's see. All right. At the end of your turn, it's going to use one of its legendary actions. What is its perception? Plus 13. Yeah, that's a 27. Yeah. It's aware of where you've disappeared to.
Fuck.
Next up is Neftari. It's your turn in initiative. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and run away behind this bolt.
Okay.
I want to ask, the big heap of rocks in the middle of the room,
Yes.
do they look like they're anchored to the ground or they're frozen to the ground?
They look quite large and solidified into the ground. You would have to get up close to properly check them.
Okay. All right, I'm going to cast Conjure Animals, 5th. And for 4 brown.
Not horses this time.
4 brown bears, was it? Yeah.
Yep. No, not horses. Scott doesn't like having 8 extra tokens to track
You
in.
can cast
mean-
much more than 8 now, though, can't you?
Probably
I
do
mean,
16 now.
technically, you could do 16 or. No. Technically, you can conjure 24.
Imagine
Because it's
24
eight beasts of challenge rating 1/4 or lower. And at 7th level casting, you summon 3 times as many, so 24 1/4 CR beasts if you so chose to. So what level are you casting this at? 5th level, was it?
5th level, yeah.
5th level. And you're summoning how many brown bears?
What, at 5th level?
So yeah, two beasts at CR1, so yeah, 4 of them. Let's see. Brown burr.
I have one on each side of the
I
dragon.
will get that for you in just a second. Let me see here. Can I not? Oh no, I have to buy assets, of course. Let's go this way.
Of course.
Neftari is smart. Neftari is learning.
Alright, so brown bears are large creatures, so I'm going to copy that and go one here, here, and here, and up. What I'm going to do now is controlled by you.
Can we all appreciate that Eve's got some mood lighting set for the boss fight?
Yeah, I put red lights on because it's danger.
All we need now is the Final Fantasy VII boss theme to be
Nice.
playing, except, you know, it's copyrighted, so I can't do that.
Did you see the one I posted of the guy doing it like a heavy metal guitar version of it?
I did not, but I will have to take a look at that. So yeah, there you are. You can place them as you see fit. They will, as per our house rule, they will have summon sickness, so you won't be able to use them to act on this turn.
On my little tiny screen that's got Twitch on it, they look like tiny little poos.
Very ladylike of you, Evelyn.
They do look like peas.
So we're all in agreement then.
Pooh bears.
They're not poo. Anyway, David, is there anything else you would like to do as you've moved 5, 15, 25 feet? You've got another 5 feet of movement.
Am I out of sight of it at the moment here?
You're not. No. That is a large formation of ice. It's not. It's protruding from the rock along the ground. You cannot move that far.
Oh.
Remember, the ice here is difficult terrain. It's your half speed. So from here, essentially, let me calculate this. So you're 5, and then that there is 15, 25. You can move to there with your full 30 feet of movement, and that's it.
I had someone moving over.
No, that's Temple. Temple's got fly cast on him.
Yeah.
You're still impaired by difficult terrain, so you can move to there at most. Be there at most. Yeah.
Just a quick question, DM. What would our environment be considered here?
This would probably be classed as like
Brrr.
tundra.
Okay. Just
Yeah, because you're trying to check with your natural explorer, aren't you? To try and be like, actually, GM, my natural explorer lets us move without it. No, that's crossing large distances, and
Actually, it's technically underground.
but no, this is classed as a tundra. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Anyway, anything else you would like to do today? Well, this turn, Neftari.
Beast tide shift as well.
Your
Woohoo!
bonus action, yep. You get your temporary HP and your plus to your AC.
I've got land stride. It says moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed.
Okay, let me see this then.
Thorns, spines.
This is the session where the DM learns something about each character.
Okay, unfortunately, land stride's not going to take effect.
Okay.
This is technically all this ice is classed as magical. So out of game, just to clarify on what this is, when a dragon makes a nest or claims a lair, the elemental physicality of that dragon, so in this case a white dragon because it is a cold dragon, it starts to alter the environment around its lair for I think it's up to 6 miles or something like that. So it can cause blizzards, snowfall, it can cause ice sheets and like glaciers and everything to form over the period of time. So this ice that is formed is because of the magical nature of the dragon itself. So it's not naturally occurring. So for your landslide, I'm afraid I'm going to rule that it's going to be difficult terrain still.
Fair enough. What was the temporary HP?
Your temporary HP from your racial feat is 17 plus 6, so that's 23. It's your beast-hide druid level. Well, actually, no, you're just your character level plus your con modifier, so that's 17 plus your 1d, your 6 from your shifting feature, and your plus 1 to 8 bonus to AC. And is that you?
That's me, yeah.
Cool, and now we move on to Temple. It is your turn in initiative.
Yeah, I get to do a thing.
You do get to do a thing.
But what thing am I gonna do? Who knows?
Oh god, this means I'm gonna have to get the fucking monster manual out for burn burrs, haven't I? Or is it a PHP?
To dig a hole and hide in it.
Burn burr. There we go. Open the PHP at the correct page. So, what would you like to do, Temple?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast an old favorite of mine, first level Shield of Faith, to give myself +2 AC.
No problem. I will pop a little. I'll go with a nice yellow marker for Shield of Faith. So you've got a +2 to your AC. Yeah, that's it with your Shield of Faith.
And I guess I'll do what I'm here to do, and that is have a good old whack at this boy.
Okay.
Throughout this combat encounter, while I'm attacking this, I'm trying to blind it if possible. So I'm going for its face if I can, and I'm trying to maybe take an eye out because maybe that will help.
Okay.
And I am going to attack.
We'll see what we can do with that.
Yeah.
Noel, question for this: are you just staying on the ground, or are you going to use your flight to?
I will
Move
use my
around.
flight if that is what I need to do to get to its
After
base.
it's
If its head is up here, I'm gonna go up 10 feet
Yeah.
and get its head.
Yeah, essentially what it's done is it's clawed at you and then tried to bite you, and then clawed at you, and then it's raised back up to its full height. So it's about 10 feet above you right now.
Yeah, so I would be using 10 feet of my
Alright, cool.
movement to
10
go
feet
up
your
and
movement to
5
get
feet
there.
to go forward. So we can assume I'm wherever its head is, basically,
Okay.
unless I say.
Yeah, that's
obvious.
correct.
And then let's roll the old attacky pops, I guess, with me weapony Bob.
Yeah, with your
I
dragon slayer.
feel like this is
longsword.
gonna come in handy. Good job, because I completely forgot Adam had this. Let's see what comes up.
Well, that was a
it's
check,
A.
so you need to roll an attack. I'm
Me
going to
forget.
check an attack. Yeah, so if you do !A space dragon, that should work. Or drag or something like that, that should work. So you
The
go
dragon.
A space drag.
And then number 1, I guess.
Okay, that was a 19. Just misses, unfortunately, as you slash out with your first strike on the longsword. Kind of looks up to you as you get up to eye level with it. It looks kind of confused for a moment before you lash out with the vermilion red blade. Kind of hisses at you as it kind of hunches away from the appearance of the blade itself, similar to the effect that Talar faced when you first encountered this blade.
I'm not food. I wouldn't even be tasty, but I'd like to try and say that in dragon, and then take another attack.
Okay, first off, go ahead and roll me a charisma check.
Yeah.
As the dragon actually just kind of looks to you and tilts his head questioningly, like, huh?
What did I say?
You were
This
actually
peasant
quite
speaks
close.
my language.
And you're actually kind of close. Instead of like, you say, I wouldn't be tasty. I'm not donut. And it just kind of like, huh? Kind of
I
like
love
what
it.
I think. Who was it? Was it? I think it was JFK that went to Berlin and said, "Ich bin ein Berliner," which is actually in actual translation is "I am a donut."
Great.
So it's basically like that. It's like, I'm not food, I am a donut. And he's like, huh?
Yeah.
As you, with that, you know what? Go ahead and roll me the next attack advantage.
Yes.
As it's just like, huh? As you then wail at it with the Dragon Slayer longsword.
Eh?
When?
Eh?
Oh, one and then
Eh?
enter.
For a Dragon Slayer, press 1.
Oh, I didn't get the pop-up.
You would like the
Yeah,
dragon.
just type it. We got it here. That is a 28. So that will definitely hit for 16 points. Now go ahead and actually, let me double check. Oh, that was max damage anyway. This one.
Sweet, I'll add
yeah,
a
go ahead and
divine
roll.
mod.
Go ahead and roll 3d6 as well. So that is 16 plus your 3d6 of dragon slaying slashing damage.
3d6.
9, so that's 25 points of damages. That drops it down to that much health.
With a third level divine smite.
Third level, cool. So that'll be 5d8 for me, please. Because third level
Okay.
divine smite is 4.
Sword.
Third level divine smite
Lordy
is
coming.
4d8 plus the improved divine smite gives you a 5d8, and it's actually capped at 5. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I'm
double check
saving
that
my
while
fifth
you're
level, fourth
rolling.
level slot anyway in case I need to cast Death Ward for some.
Yeah, so let's double check divine smite here. Did it? No, it's actually capped at 6d8. I was close. So an extra 24 points of damages as you drop it down to that much health.
Definitely not
As-
a donut.
As you say, as Indraconic, you say, I am not food, I am a donut. And just after you attempt to strike it the first time, just kind of looks to you with a confused expression on its face as you slash down. Your blade actually cuts across the bridge of one of its eye sockets, just where its eyebrow would be if it had eyebrows. But the tip of the blade actually cuts through the scales and then slashes through the rest of its snout, not making contact with the eye, unfortunately. But
We're working on it.
the dragon kind of rears back and just glares at you as the Dragon Slayer longsword does a little bit of extra oomph to it as you
great.
connect with your attack. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I still have movement. Now, I have to ask, Skull, is there any significant disadvantage to me still being up in the air, or am I going to benefit from grounding myself? Because I have got the movement to do that.
There's no distinct disadvantage to you. With flight, if you fly up into the air, if you're using ranged attacks, you'd automatically be granted advantage because you're at an elevated position.
Right, but I don't suffer a lower AC, for
No,
example.
you don't suffer.
Apart from obviously, if fly stops, I take damage from falling. Apart from that, is there any reason I should ground myself?
No, none at all. Because in rules as written, AC is only manipulated in the environment by cover. So either half cover, 3/4 cover, or full cover. Half cover gives you a +2, 3/4 gives you a +5, and then full cover makes you untargetable. That is literally it. So you're just basically now zipping around this dragon. You're not actually facing any disadvantages to that.
Whee!
I'm sure there are variant rules in the DMG and kicking about on the internet. I will take a look at
And
them.
I definitely don't have cover up here as well.
Oh,
of
no,
course.
absolutely
So
not.
if I was against like archers or something, I'd be very much a target, right?
You'd be much a target, but again, you're not at. They wouldn't be at an advantage because you're at an elevated position. They're attacking you from below. So you wouldn't be in any form of disadvantage or giving any enemies an advantage against you. You're just now flying, essentially.
Goody. Then that's my turn. Then I'm
All
happy with
right,
that.
cool. With that, at the top of the initiative order, Victorious, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry, Victorious. Before we get onto your turn, I keep forgetting legendary actions. The dragon is going to make a single attack with its tail. That is a 29, so that is definitely going to hit for 2d8 plus 8. That's 5. 9 plus 8 is 17 points of damage to one of your brown burrs. So let me go here and we'll do this because this is how much health these guys have. So we'll just roll 20. Stop being a pain in the ass, please. Every time I try and do something, it just crashes constantly. It's annoying me. Can I still?
Loads of people have stopped using the dynamic lighting because it's just a nightmare. And it
I
causes
might
all
have to.
sorts of
I
problems.
might go and do that. I might just go into the page and turn it off. Yeah, let me just go into the page settings and turn it off because it's been a massive pain in the ass just now. Hopefully, once the new dynamic lighting comes out of beta and it doesn't fuck the page constantly, we should be all right. Sorry about this, guys. Right.
It's all good. It gives us more time to plan of like, okay, how can we do this without dying?
Dynamic lighting off. Thank you.
Save setting.
No, it's just a toggle on the page settings. So it should be fine. Let me just double check here in case it has. There we go. Dynamic lighting is now off. So hopefully that will fix it all. Yes, so that didn't save at all. So there. So David, if you click on each of the bear tokens, you'll see in the green little black circle above it, there is 34. That is the HP of your brown bear, and in the red ones is going to be the bear's AC. So you can keep track of it that way. And we'll just roll a d4 here to see how much was that. That was 9 plus 8, 17 points of damage. 3. So this one takes minus 17 points of damage. There we go. Now, Victorious, it is your turn at the end of Temple's turn, and it's legendary actions and stuff.
Cool. Let's just check.
While you're doing that, Evelyn, are you okay? Because I just saw that picture. Is everything all right? Yeah.
Everything's fine. Just on my laptop where I've got Roll20 open.
Oh, okay.
There's just a bit of a weird graphical thing.
Okay.
It's fine.
That's all right then.
So can I move to there?
You most certainly can, yeah.
Right.
It's only
so I am
again,
going
it's
to-
only these like the area where these ice shards are covering that is imposing difficult terrain. So this
So
area here,
Is that
here.
is that a ridge up there? Would that be considered an elevated?
That would be an elevated position, yes.
Alrighty, I am going to. Just... I'm going to use the hide. I'm going to use my slip into shadow. Basically, I want to make sure the dragon doesn't know where I am.
Okay. Your slip into shadow is a bonus action, right?
I can use the hide action as a bonus action.
Yes, cool. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Can I just say that Temple and Coralina have done a decent job at being at least a distraction? And the bears have been a good distraction too.
That's a 31. Cool.
Hey, Batman.
That's why
You're not Batman.
You're not.
You go
That's why
ahead
I
and.
couldn't-
Sorry, David, go ahead. What were you saying there, David?
I was saying to Kayla, this is why I conjure the bears basically as a distraction. For every bear there is on the map, it's a potential target for
Mm-hmm.
the actions like the tail swipe or the. It doubles the size of our party basically. They'll.
They're
least it's not
they're
worse.
damage sponges.
Yep.
All right, so you're moving there, Adam. Yeah, Victorless. Sorry, characters.
And then I'll
Focus.
take my longbow attacks from there.
All right, cool. It is grounded at the moment, so you are at advantage. So go ahead and roll your attacks at advantage. Unnatural 20 will just hit. So go ahead and roll your D6 Hunter's Mark. You're at advantage, so go ahead and roll your D6 Sneak Attack. And your Colossus Slayer.
He hasn't already been hit, has he?
Yes.
Oh, he has.
I knew
has.
him. And Temples hit him.
Yep, so Colossus Slayer is pinging now. I know it's been a while since we've been in combat. So,
Yeah.
8, 11 plus 7, that is 18 points of damages. Your finest damages. Dropping it to that much health as you draw your first arrow from your quiver and notch it in your arrow and let it loose as the dragons turned away from you, focusing on Temple, who just struck it with the dragon slaying longsword. The arrow sails and doesn't actually impact the dragon itself. It actually pierces through, creating a large tear through the membrane of one of its wings. You see small dripples of blood that fall and then actually shatter as they freeze in midair, dropping to the ground. It is really cold in this area. But that was your first attack. Go ahead and roll your second.
I realised I've made an error.
Oh. And a 28 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your d6 of Hunter's Mark as well, please. For 7 plus 3, 10 points of damage. Decent. That much health. As you let loose your second arrow, it sails through and sinks right into its back, just at the bridge where the the joints of the wings actually connect to the white dragon's back. So it just kind of growls and glances around, trying to figure out where these small pricks of damage are coming from.
That's it. Movement, bonus action.
All right, cool. At the end of your turn, the dragon is going to use a legendary action to detect, to make a perception check. What was your stealth? 31. 31. Right. That means this thing needs to roll that to be able to find out where you are. No, it does not know where you are.
Okay.
All right. At
Is he
initiative.
distracted with a potential tasty wizard?
No, at the moment he's distracted with the strange donut before him. With that, however, we're going to go here and draw a shape, and it's going to be a black color. Is it Alt and Shift for circles? Yes. So that's 5, 10, 15,
Squircle.
28, 25, 30, 35, 40. As I make this sphere on initiative count 20 on a lair action. The white dragon kind of hunches over and just shakes violently, and you see a very thick, freezing cold mist envelop from the dragon itself. As it goes to there. So, essentially, a freezing fog fills a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point on the dragon can see within 120 feet of it. The fog spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. Each creature in the fog, when it appears, must make a DC X con saving throw, taking X amount of damage on a failed save or have as much on a successful one. A creature that ends its turn in the fog takes the same amount of damage. A wind of at least 20 miles per hour disperses the fog. The fog otherwise lasts until the dragon uses this lair action again, or until the dragon dies. So, Neftari, I'm going to need you to make me 4 separate D20 rolls at +3 for each of your bears. And Temple, I'm going to need you to go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Does this bear that's within 10 feet of me get advantage on its saving?
What class feature is that again from Paladin? It's I don't think it gives you advantage. I think it's a bonus from your charisma.
It's maybe like a number bonus. Oh, it might be
Yeah.
actually. That sounds more familiar.
Yeah, it's your aura of protection while you're conscious for all friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, gain a +1 bonus to all saving throws. So, yes, one of them will, the one immediately next to you, which is number 2, will gain a +1 to its roll.
That's Jeff.
That is Jeff.
If
Cool.
Neftari's not going to
His
name
name
the
is
bears,
Jeff.
I'm going to name the.
Cool. Geoff. Jeff. And show the nameplate. There you go. His name is Jeff. I don't think you guys can see that. So, D20. So, okay. So number one succeeds. Number 2 fails. So Jeff fails. Number 3 critically succeeds, and number 4 succeeds, and Temple, you succeed as well. So what damage was this again? Yes. So you guys are gonna 5, 8, 12 damage total. The top, west, and south, so northwest and south bears, David, they take 6 points of damage. So all you need to do is click on the green one and deduct 6. Jeff, unfortunately, takes the full 12.
Poor Jeff.
And Temple, you take 6 points of cold damage from this, as you take half damage from making the save.
Is this mist hanging around?
It is permanent, yes.
Okay.
And I am doing the deduction for you just now. David,
I've already
there we are.
deduced the health.
No, from the bars. They've all I've removed all reduced the health of the.
I've done it.
Have you already done it?
Yep.
Okay, it's not updating for me. It's
I'm on 28 now.
Jeff should only be on 28, or no?
Jeff's on 10 now.
No, wait. Jeff shouldn't be on 10. The one to the south took the tail attack.
Unless you did it, then I did it.
Potentially, so I'll go ahead and add 12 back to it.
To-
Yeah, there you go. I've added it. Don't you just leave it alone just now. It didn't update for me, so I went through and did it anyway. So yeah, 28, 28, 22, and then the one at the south is on 11. Yeah, that's about right. Cool. Right, so with that, this fog here is permanent unless it uses that lair action again. So that is heavily obscured, which means that anyone looking from the outside looking in cannot see anything within that black circle. with that, we move on to the dragon's turn. The dragon let's take a look, see here. Aware of your position, so is going to use its cold breath when it is going to be firing essentially down this way. So 2 bears and Neftari are all going to make con saving throws. So again, Neftari, I'm going to need you to roll 2 d20s plus 3 and then a con saving throw yourself. All right, so
Not a Constitution save, is it?
yeah, con save because it's you're fighting the cold of this. I'm gonna need my phone to roll this because I'm not rolling this physically.
Oof. That's all I heard.
Sounds like it's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice.
Yep.
So, I don't think your burrs are going to survive this unless this app rolls all ones. I don't think your Bury burrs are surviving this. Well, the one in the west might actually. Who knows? No. So your burrs are gone. Your burrs are dead, unfortunately. So I'm just going to delete them at the moment. As it billows out a cone of freezing cold white misty breath that envelops you, Neftari. You take 33 points of cold damage. Considering you made your save, that is half damage. You take 33 points of cold damage. And that actually is action there. And then with that, it itself is going to beat its wings and take flight as it then starts looking around for the source of the damage that it took a few moments beforehand. I don't think I can do anything yet. Nope. All right. That is the end of the dragon's turn. Coralina.
It takes flight. Do my bears get an attack of opportunity?
Technically, yes. Yeah, I'll say yeah. Go ahead, because it's ascending out of their range. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attacks. They are you can roll me a 2d20s plus 5. Yeah, plus 5 for the burrs. Okay, so a natural 20 and an unnatural 20. They both hit. So I would like you to go ahead and roll me 3d8 plus 12, please. For 26 points of damage. Drops it down to that much health.
Shame there weren't 4 bears.
As the bears, one bear and Jeff manages to latch onto the dragon with their gaping maws, their razor sharp teeth, and actually tear chunks of scales and flesh off the dragon as it manages to take flight and roars around as it looks around in the immediate vicinity. Okay, that's good to know. Let me check something here. Good to know. All right, cool. Yeah, end of its turn. Carolina, you're up.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out of my little hiding place again
Yeah.
because I'm being a good wizard, and staying away from the fray.
Yeah.
Good wizard, best wizard.
Yeah.
I'll hit him with another magic missile.
What level?
First level again.
First
Still
level.
pacing.
Cool. 3d4 plus 3, please.
All right, rolling now.
Bam. That's it. Monitor this.
3d4 plus 4.
You
it
missed an
helped that
R
the
there.
R there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's a 3d4 plus 3.
Oh, 3d4 plus 3. My apologies
Yes.
then. So good thing it didn't go through.
It's a very good thing.
8.
I would have just taken one off anyway. So yeah, 8 points of damages. Drops down to that much health as I do quick maths. As you step out, billow up 3 purple arcane crystals, and once again, let them loose straight at the dragon as it kind of glances around and makes eye contact with you as the shards of arcane energy just shatter across its face, kind of shakes its head and looks towards you. I'm assuming you're
Right,
stepping
running
back in the
again.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hi,
Good wizard.
doo-doo-doo, bye. All right, cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that'll be it.
All right, cool. Oh, at the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action to roll. Yeah, no, absolutely not. With that, we move down to Neftari. It is your turn in initiative.
How far up do I need to go to get behind this cover?
So behind the cover in the rock from it, you would need to move to about here. Yeah, you need to move to about here, just behind the rock. One of these 2 squares. And you'd be immediately behind the dragon. It wouldn't be able to see you from there. Well, you'd be behind the rock, sorry. The dragon wouldn't be able to see you there.
I'll move after I've cast a cantrip.
Mm-hmm. Where you casting?
The dragon, I assume, is flying above the cloud now, so I'll be able to see it.
From your position, yes, just.
The shock bolt.
Shock bolt.
Must have got that at the last level.
Okay, because I just opened up your character sheet today, and it wasn't there before the cantrip. Yeah, no, that cantrip's not there in your character sheet. I've got create bonfire, frostbite, mending, poison spray, and shillelagh.
I thought the character sheet used D&D Beyond to.
Yeah, and you need to manually manage your spells. If you haven't added the spell to your character sheet, it won't be there.
It's on my character sheet here. I can see it in cantrips.
It's
So
not for me. It's not there.
that's weird.
That's very weird. Tell you what, hit exclamation point and then type spellbook and then hit enter. I'm pretty sure that'll show all of your active spells for your character, and we'll just double check this. Because it might be my end on. There we go.
There is some
So
minor confusion with
cantrips.
D&D Beyond as well.
Yeah, no, there it goes at the top. Cantrips, mending, poison spray, and shillelagh. It doesn't actually show your.
I've got a lot of spells that don't show up under spells, but if I go to spells and I go to it, it's stuff that's like always prepared and stuff. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at non-prepared spells. That's why I'm confused. But all this stuff I can apparently do.
Let's see, known spells, cantrips.
Yeah. So how do I get that into? Does it show up under what?
Okay,
Explode it from
if you click on what was it called?
shock bolt.
Shock bolt. Let me double check here. Up D&D Beyond and check something here. Yeah, that's just that picture there, Evelyn. That's just adding spells
Yeah.
to
Is,
your.
is that is David maybe looking at that as something?
I don't know. Yeah.
It also hasn't listed my frostbite and my poison spray. Oh, it's got poison spray. Sorry, it's got a frostbite cantrip as well, and create bonfire as well.
Well, in the player handbook, it says at 13th level, you should have 4 known cantrips.
Yeah.
6. What the hell?
Yeah, you should only know 4 cantrips, unless one of them is granted to you by
There might have been some bonus ones for
yeah, bonus cantrip. You learn one additional cantrip of your choice, so you pick poison spray, so that's always there.
So that's 5. So that's
So you
right
can
for your level.
yeah. So you yeah. I don't see this shock bolt, and I don't see a shock bolt in the PHB or anything like that, unless it's from a different source book. Do you know what source book it's from, David, at all?
There's no shocking grasp is the only thing in the handbook.
Yeah, and there's no shock bolt in Xanathar's.
Ancient cantrip cast at one.
That might be shocking grasp if you're talking about an evocation cantrip. There's no extra spells in modern cannons. And I don't think there's anything extra spell-wise in Volos either.
Have you got some piece of equipment that you've bought, Leftari, that gives you this ability somehow?
Oh no, I don't remember adding it. It's just
It's not there though. On my screen. Let me just go ahead and show you this. Let me copy this and post it into the call chat.
Alright.
That there is
David,
all.
If you click on it in D&D Beyond, what do you see in the pop-up window that when you click on it?
Druid, Shock Bolt, Evocation Cantrip, casts at will, 3d 10 down, customized drop down, has some various things. No customization, so it's casting time 1 action, range area 90 foot, components VS, duration instantaneous, versions, and then there's nothing for version. Lightning action.
Hold on, versions. That's homebrew.
Where's it come from then?
I don't know that you must have manually added that to your character sheet, because if it has a version, it's homebrew.
Right.
No official spells have a version underneath it.
And also at your level, you wouldn't have an additional
Cantrip, yeah. You should only have the 4 that you've got: your Create Bonfire, Frostbite, Mending, and Shillelagh, and then your bonus from Poison Spray from being a druid.
Okay, so I don't know where it's come from. You don't know where it's come from. You haven't added.
It's like if you take a look at the Discord, you'll see like the screenshot I just took is what I see of your cantrips on the character sheet. I don't see this shock bolt anywhere.
Okay, that's weird. That could be a bug then, or
Possibly. So unfortunately, I won't be able to let you cast that.
okay. Looks really good. It's like a mini lightning bolt.
If you've got like a screenshot of it, and let me take a look at it. But you can't, like, you wouldn't be able to add it until your list of cantrips until later on, a couple of levels from now. I think it's 15th level you get an extra cantrip. But anyway, yeah, you won't be able to cast that cantrip before you make your movement, I'm afraid. Yeah, we'll have to pick up and get going.
I will cast cantrip then. It's in the air, so Create Bonfire's not going to do anything.
I'm afraid not.
Probably won't work against strength. Poison Spray, I've got to be right next to them. Oh, bugger. Cast a spell then. Oh no, that'll break concentration for any concentration spell. long as I don't
So long as you can cast other spells, so long as it's not a concentration spell. If you cast a concentration spell, then your bear and Jeff will both disappear.
Not Jeff.
lightning's not going to work because there's no sky. Buggery bollocks. That's concentration. No, there's nothing. No instantaneous sort of spells. I really could have done that shot.
Out of game, I will point. I will just let you know this: call lightning will work if you want to use it, because as it says,
there was an opening in the roof.
No, it doesn't.
You
It's
mentioned
not
there was
that.
no.
If you let me finish.
Okay.
The spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud could appear. For example, if you're a room that can't accommodate the cloud, you don't need to see the sky to cast Call Lightning. You just need to have ample enough space to actually form the cloud. But yes, Kayla, you are correct. There were small fissures and cracks in the ceiling that was letting the gentle bask of air through into this chasm, but you don't need an open air to cast Call Lightning. You just need sufficient enough space to actually make the storm cloud. That's what it is.
I'm just going to hide for now while my bears are still alive. Anyway,
Okay, where are you moving to?
just behind this rock.
Alright, make your movement. Oh, fuck, I put my PHP away. I need that back. Because I need the birds, I need their stats.
Well, I suspect the dragon's going to come and get Vic anyway, so it's probably the worst place to hide, but...
Well, you don't know that. Anything else you'd like to do?
Move one more space up, actually, so I'm in that little nook between the rock and the... Can I let my bears attack, or can they not reach now?
They cannot reach the... actually, let's double check here. Yeah, they've only got to reach 5 feet, so they can't reach the dragon at the moment, I'm afraid.
I will let them move out of the reach of that.
They both have a movement of 40 feet with a climbing speed of 30, so you can move them up to 40 feet as and where you see fit. They are under your complete control.
Space them out a bit.
Okay. Still in range. Cool. And still in range, I'm pretty sure, from the edge of the token. What about that? Yeah, 13.
In range of the tail.
And 15. I'm pretty sure.
So they're out of the cloud, though.
They're out of the cloud, yes, and yeah, they're still in technically in melee range. So the dragon doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, and turn.
And that's you. Cool. Now we move on to Temple. It's your turn in initiative.
Yay! What's this mist doing?
So the mist, where is it? As I scroll down,
Swirling menacingly.
is a freezing fog. Fills a 20-foot radius, 40-foot diameter sphere centered on a point the dragon can see within 120 feet of it. The fog spreads around corners and the area is heavily obscured, meaning you can't really see through it. Each creature in the fog, when it appears, must make a DC X Constitution saving throw, taking X amount of cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. A creature that ends its turn in the fog takes an additional X amount of cold damage. A wind of at least 20 miles an hour disperses the fog. The fog otherwise lasts until the dragon uses this lair action again, or until the dragon dies. So essentially, it is just heavily obscuring your vision at the moment. You probably just need to ascend another 10 feet to get above the fog cloud to be able to see all around you. As it was like just on the ground, heavily obscuring. It's kind of like a dome of fog.
So I can't see outside of the circle.
Not at the moment. As you are, no, but you'd have to ascend another. If you ascend another, 10 feet, you probably will. You will be able to.
I would be able to do that. So would I be outside of the circle if I did that? The sphere.
You would be above it, so you wouldn't be outside of the sphere, but you'd be above it, so you wouldn't actually be.
Okay. And as the dragon has ascended since casting that, would he still be in my attack range?
He would still be within your attack range. Yes, unfortunately.
Right. So I can do that then without being unable to attack or provoking an attack of opportunity.
So you ascending up to get in range of the dragon again, entering attack range does not provoke attacks of opportunity. It's leaving attack range. And
Okay.
why didn't that work?
Yeah, if that's the case, then I would just like to fly a further 10 feet up, because what I was asking there basically is, can I attack it and be outside of this cloud? That's what I want to do.
Yes. So essentially, if you ascend 10 feet, you'll both be within melee range, like within range to attack the dragon, and above the cloud, the fog layer.
Then to overcomplicate a very simple action, I'm gonna do that.
No problem. What I've done just now is, if you click on your token, you'll notice in the black spot with the blue outline, there's a 15 in there. That will be your altitude, essentially.
Okay.
And so just keep a track of how high up and down you are. Okay.
Okay.
Because we don't have the third dimension of depth to this 2D battle map, we'll have to keep track of it somehow. So the blue circle is your altitude. So if you want to ascend 10 feet, go ahead and change that to 25.
Okay.
You'll be within 5 feet of the dragon, as it's sitting at 30 feet in the air at the moment, and you can go ahead and roll me your 2 attacks.
Yay.
Right, I'm going to quickly mute all of them while the attacks are going on. I just want to quickly apologize for that little bit of delay there. Seems that D&D Beyond was having a bit of an issue. We will get that resolved, hopefully sometime soon, so that it doesn't happen again in future. Right, sorry about that. That's a natural one.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and make a dex saving throw, please. Oh, click. 15. Yeah, as you swing with the dragon slaying longsword, you feel the mist, the moisture, as the freezing mist kind of melts in your hand from the heat like that's generated from your magical form. It almost slips out of your hand before you kind of reach out instinctively and just grab on tighter onto the hilt of the longsword, still managing to keep a hold of it. Go ahead and roll your second attack. That is, if Discord wants to work, please. Thank you. Oh, an unnatural 20 will just hit. So go ahead and roll me another 3d6 damage, please.
Okay.
So that's a 10 for 22 total points of the finest damages. Drops it down to that much health.
And another third level divine smite, please.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me 5d8 of damage. For another 26 points of the finest damages. That drops down to minus 20 is that much health. Cool. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Temple?
I don't think so. Very, very quick browse of, nope, can't do any of that without losing concentration. Yep, I'm good.
All right, cool. With that, at the end of your turn, it's going to, the dragon's going to use another legendary action. That was 1 and then 2. So yeah, this will be its third one. Ew. Ew. No, that is still a no, because elves are sneaky. With that, we go to the top of the initiative order. Vic, it's your turn. As you glance up and you see the dragon poke its head out through this mist layer that's just kind of enveloped around in front of you, you can see it looking around confused for something in particular.
Oh, so I know where it is now. It's poked its head out of the cloud. And
Yes,
I can see where it is.
you do. You know where it is. You can see it, and as far as you're aware, it cannot see you.
In which case, I'm going to launch another 2 attacks.
Go right ahead and do so.
I guess I won't be at advantage now because he's flying.
It is not aware of your presence. You are at advantage.
Rubbish.
Well, at least it's not a natural one anyway, that's for sure. So that one will miss. That, however, will hit. So go ahead and roll your D6 sneak attack, your D6 Hunter's Mark, and your D8 Colossus Slayer as well. All please and thank you. For a grand total of 13, 14, 20 points of the finest damages, dropping it down to that much health. I didn't mean to do that, but still. As the first arrow, as you knock your arrow and line up the target, you let loose as the dragon kind of spins its head around wildly, looking for an intended target as the arrow just sails clean past it. You realize what it's doing and you knock your second arrow and just hold fire for a moment as it glances away. You let loose as you see the dragon kind of swing back around as the arrow sinks into the side of its snout. It just kind of snarls and snaps away at the shaft of the arrow as it's embedded into its scales. So with that, it's going to still not find out where you are. 31 on stealth. That is some bullshit. Anyway, anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yeah, with the
Turles?
movement, I'm going to move down to here.
Okay.
So I'm like absolutely out of his line of sight.
Okie doke.
Actually, no, I'm going to stop right next to Neftari.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'll end my turn there.
All right, cool. At initiative count 20, the dragon once again kind of roars into the air, and you feel the ground shake around you, and as you all glance up, you see 3 shards of ice fall from the ceiling. Let's see, we're going to do D4 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no. We're going to do D6 here, 1, 2, and 3, because it's not aware of where you are, Victorious. So, you know, I don't even need to roll it. I'm pretty sure it's just aware. No, actually. I'm going to roll this. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's only 1 actually. No, it's 3. I'm being stupid. Ignore me. Let's see. It's a 16 plus 7, so that is a 23 to hit the bar, one of the top bar. So that will hit. That is a 5 plus 7. That's a 12. That will hit Jeff. And
No!
Tempo to hit you. 12, 19.
26 AC.
26. God damn.
Plus 2 from Shield of Faith.
Fuck. So yeah, no, that misses. So as you kind of after you kind of reel back with your longsword, ready to start striking out at the dragon again, you see the shaking and hear the light clinking noise of displaced ice, and as you glance up, you see another jagged shard of ice dropping down towards you. With your flight, you manage to deftly dodge out of the way of it. The first burr, however, takes 2, 5, 3, so that's 8 points of cold damage to the piercing damage to the top burr. David, sorry, names.
20?
Names, and the Jeff takes 2, 8, 13 points of piercing damage.
It's on 22 at the moment, but it takes, what was it? 8, did you say?
13.
18. 13.
13.
Go, Jeff.
He's
We
on
believe in
9.
you, Jeff.
Jeff is still alive at the moment. Once again, I'm having to ask for your financial support. No. I'm going to have to refresh the Roll20 because it's refusing to let me interact with tokens. As we move on to the Dargan's turn. What was that, David?
One's on 20 with the others on, Jeff's on 9.
And then they are absolutely fine for the time being. It moves on to the Dargan's turn. Let's see what the Dargan is going to do here. This page open, so I need to use this more. Right, at the start of its turn, let's see if it recharges its cold breath. It does not. That's good. Attack. It's not going to move. Oh, what it is going to do is yeah, it's just going to turn around and try and make you its lunch temple.
I'm not really a big fan of that idea, actually.
Unfortunately, you don't get a say in the matter. As it
You
makes
did tell it you were a donut.
You did say you were a donut, yes. So it makes 3 attacks against you, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claw attacks. So that will be a 30 on the first attack, a 31 on the second attack, and another 30 on the third attack. So all 3 of these are hitting you.
Ow!
So you're taking 6, 12, 20 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus 3, 4 points of cold damage. That's 24 at the moment.
Yep, I'm caught up.
And then 1, 5, 13 points of slashing damage. Oh, wait, no.
Ouch.
Did I roll that right? No, so yeah, no, sorry, an extra 2 rolls. Plus another 2, 3, plus another 11 points of slashing damage. Sorry, it's 1 bite and 2 claw attacks, so I need to roll 4.
11 and not 13.
11,
Or
yes.
Okie doke. Ouch.
As it makes its 2 attacks. And what's it going to do here? It's going to just stay where it is, actually, as it's locked into combat. Currently locked into combat with you, Temple.
Okay.
With that, we are moving down to Coralina. It is your turn in initiative.
Awesome. It's still up in the sky, so another magic missile.
All right, what level?
Like I said, I'm still pacing myself here, so
First again?
First again, yep.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll me 3d4 plus 3.
It does open in British. So when they cut off TNT and they go to BST.
Let me make sure I move in my little hiding space here. So, boop.
Mm-hmm.
4 plus 3. 9.
9 points of the finest damages. Cool. As it takes.
Okay, I did my part.
I did my thing. Bye. As you dart back in. Okay, cool. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
All right, cool.
I don't have
At
does.
the end of your turn, the dragon is going to use a legendary action to try and perceive things around it. Again, please roll high. Please roll high. Fuck. Nope. 31 to stealth. I fucking hate you right now. Nethari, it's your turn in initiative. What would you like to do?
My bears can't get it because it's flying.
It is flying, yes. The Dargon is currently 30 feet in the air.
Wall of fire's not going to work because it's on the floor. Very little I can do, but I want to try and heal Temple, so I'm going to try and get as close to him as possible without going to that fog cloud.
You won't be able to, because not only is Temple flying in the air as well, like, it's the only way that you could actually, like, if you would need to get above the cloud layer, the fog layer. To do that, you would need to... Sorry, say that again?
I can't even see him at the moment.
At the moment, no. Like, on the layer, on the level that you are at the moment, you would probably need to climb up on top of that rock to be able to see.
Is everyone else working out the angles in their head?
Because if you move over to this area, Temple would be obscured by the Dargon, so you wouldn't be able to see Temple. You would need to get up onto the rock to be able to see. Actually, from there, would you even be able to see Temple past the dragon? No, actually, I don't think you'd be able to see Temple at all.
And they're obscured by the fog cloud as well. Need to get out of this corner. The heap of rocks in the center, I could climb that potentially.
Yeah, potential to climb the rocks in the center.
Actually, I'm just going to pick up a stone or a bone off this body next.
Yeah, you could easily pick up a large femur bone.
I'm going to try and throw it right up on the rocks there.
Onto the rock, so you're going up there, yeah?
Yep. Hurl it up there. So
okay.
Which create a distraction, get the dragon to sort of attacking that space up there.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a charisma check.
Something nice and annoying.
Five. Let's see. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah, as you kind of like pick up this large femur bone, you kind of twirl it in your hands and glance up to where the where you last saw the dragon. You look over to where it was perched when you initially made contact with it, and just clatters away off into the distance. You don't know how it's going to react. You can't see it.
Right. I'm kind of stuck in this corner. I need to get to the other side of the map. Around that pedestal? The map goes up. Right, I'm going to leg it away north 30 foot length.
All right, you leg it 30 foot north. Go right ahead and do so. Be to, yeah, that square there. Cool. Right, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Cool. As you leg it 30 feet to the north and start making your distance, glancing over your shoulder to the dragon, you watch as it's kind of locked in combat with Temple before it kind of looks over to the left, over to where the bone started clattering down, and its attention is now focused on that area. Your distraction may have worked. With that, we move down to Temple. It is your turn in initiative.
Yay! Temple. Is
Pokemon.
but Pokemon.
Temple.
Temple. Did.
I wanna be the very best.
Disengage is an action, right?
Disengage is an action, correct.
I need a little bit of break time and maybe some relief to be able to like cast Death Ward and stuff on myself. So I'm going to I'm not running away, I'm temporarily retreating. It's a strategic retreat.
Brave Sir Robin bravely ran away.
Disengage, fly, and ground myself to hide behind this rock over here. That's perfect.
Cool.
And is there any healing I can do with a bonus action?
I think your lay on hands is a bonus action. If I'm
I
sure,
don't
or is your lay on action?
think it is.
Lay on
Not
hands?
that I have
No,
much of it.
is.
I have 8.
As an action, yes.
All right.
It's unfortunately not. I don't think you have.
No, that's okay. I
No.
don't think I have any potions. I don't normally need them, but I don't often use a bonus action for healing.
You do not have any potions on you at the moment.
No, that's my turn for the moment.
However, I would like you to go ahead and roll me a perception check, please, as you fly from where you are over to these rocks and then kind of drop down and land.
Oh god, they're eggs, aren't they? All of them.
Oh yes, they're all dragon eggs. They're all about to hatch as well on a 23. You know that for a fact. No. Hunkered down in all the cracks of the rocks as you fly overhead, you see glints of silver and gold as you make your way over. It seems that
tiny
this
baby
dragon,
warforged eggs.
just like most other dragons, has a horde of its own. Right, with that. You can't do anything else, no? Temple?
Nope.
No, go.
That's my lot.
Top of the round. Victorless, what are you doing? As actually, I'm not even gonna roll. I'm not even gonna roll for it because it's distracted. It failed. I rolled a natural 1 again.
Am I able to actually climb up on top of this?
You will most certainly be able to try.
I don't like my odds. I'm going to move myself back up to
There.
ridge.
Okay. You now have line of sight with the dragon once again. It's kind of looking away off to the north, not really paying attention to anyone in particular.
And again, I'm just going to fire away with the longbow.
All right, cool. You will have advantage on these attacks, as it is you are unseen, and it is a ranged attack. 31 will hit for 8 points of damage. Yep, 6, and 8, please. All right, cool. So 8, 10, 16 of the finest damages. That drops down to that much health as your arrow sails across and sinks into the hide on its side. It kind of snarls down and glances to the arrow shaft before just snapping it with its talons and glancing back over to where it heard the noise. The several wounds that have been inflicted upon the dragon are now flowing with a thick crimson liquid as it starts to bleed profusely. And another attack.
Yeah, I'm just. Well, yeah, I've already taken the first attack. I might as well go for the.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I was just checking whether I had any of my. I picked up any skills that might give me an advantage, but I don't at this point. So no, just another longbow.
Another attack at advantage. Go right ahead and do so. A 22 will just hit for 7 points. Go ahead and roll a d6 of Hunter's Mark. For 7 plus 2, that's 9 points of damage, dropping it down to that much health of the finest damages.
25.
Yeah, so you got another 5 feet of movement.
Yeah,
you
so
would
I'm
like
just
to.
going to move myself. It's not going to make any difference. He's up in the air now, so I might as well stay there and just hunker down and hope he hasn't spotted me.
All right.
Yeah, I'll end my turn there.
At the end of your turn, because damage has come from that same location, it is going to use its final legendary action to make a perception check. As you kind of kneel down and look up to it, you watch as its head slowly turns and it makes eye contact with you and just snarls and growls at you. As I finally rolled a 19. That's a 32 on perception. It needed to roll a 18 to be able to fucking see you. That is bullshit. Fucking 31 to stealth. Anyway, you're not Batman. Shut the fuck up. As it comes to the initiative count 20, the Dargan is going to use. What is he going to do? It's actually not going to take any lair actions. Well, it is going to take a lair action, but what it's going to do is, instead of displacing with a large singular beat of its wings, the fog cloud completely disperses around it as it takes several beats of its wings. Looking over at you, Victorious, it flies 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet out of 80 and then drops down 20 feet, so minus 20 to get down 10 feet, well within range of you, Victorious, as it munches on your face after it does not recharge its breath weapon. So it's going to munch and claw at your face. That's an 18 on the bite.
Misses.
18 misses. Cool. On the first claw attack. Quick maths. 22.
22 hits.
22 hits, and the second claw attack is a 25. So both claw attacks hit. So this is 3, 9, 15, 19 plus 16 is 35 points of slashing damage to you, as it kind of hunches down as it's flying and tries and snaps at you with its jaws, which you manage to deftly dodge out of the way before you look to the side and see its talons raking down towards you, as both talons kind of all the talons on both of its hands kind of slash across your chest, narrowly hitting you, but causing deep gouges to appear across your chest.
What was the breakdown of the damage?
That was all slashing damage.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right.
35 slashing damage. You only take it's only the bite that does extra cold damage.
Cool.
All right. With that, that's going to be the end of its turn. It's going to move on to Coralina. It is your turn in initiative. Are you in range to hit the big gribbly?
You do what for not?
Boyo.
Beastie Boyo.
Yeah.
From there.
I'll come out from my hiding place right here. I actually have the feat spell sniper.
Oh yes, you
So-
do. So you're not imposed with
So
I have a range of 120 feet.
So spell range is doubled. Your range spell attack. Ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. You'll learn one cantrip that requires an attack roll from your chosen class spell list and on your spell. Blah blah blah. Yes, cool. Go for it. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna use my free action to shrilly whistle to try to grab the dragon's attention.
Okay, go ahead and make a charisma check.
Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, no.
That sounds.
You never know. As you You manage. It takes a couple of times, but you manage to whistle.
It's really
You're-
cold in here.
It's really cold. Your lips are starting to crack. You're shivering. It's like you're used to the cold in the Oran Plain, but this is a whole new level of cold.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem to grab the dragon's attention.
Okay, maybe this will. Because I'm aware that Vic took off that way, and if Dragon is over there, I'm trying to get it away from where I believe Vic would be.
Okay.
5th level magic missile.
5th level magic missile.
Yes.
Okay, so 5th level.
I'm
That
trying.
is,
I'm trying a little harder this time.
7d4 plus 7, please.
Okay.
Then extra close.
Where's my plus sign? Plus
Attack,
7.
attack. Yep.
23.
23 points of damages as it drops down to that much health. As you let loose as you step out, you just kind of wave your arms in the air with the somatic gesture as 7 crystalline purple figments of arcane energy form before you, and just with a single loose of your hand, all 7 of them kind of soar over towards the dragon, impacting all across its back, just like from the bridge of its wings going all the way up the back over its neck, and the final one impacting on the back of its head. Yeah, you rolled a 4. Yeah. As it then just kind of snaps its head over its shoulder and makes eye contact with you.
Your mom was a salamander! And, I'll take off running.
Does this thing understand common? Yes, it understands common.
It does not?
It does understand.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. I'm doing a good job, guys. I'm trying to lead it
Adorable.
away.
Wizard mouse over there.
I
Okay.
mean, mouse is still a mouse. It's still food.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Carolina?
If it's starting to come towards me, no, running.
All right, cool. With that, we move on to Neftari. It is your turn in initiative.
Hey, can my bears attack? And then I'll cast a spell which might.
We will find out in just a second once my roll 20 loads again, as I lost control of everything once again, and see what's going on with it. I think I'm going to try changing out my browser to Firefox or hell even Safari or something, because it just keeps kicking off. No,
Why I don't
unfortunately.
use Chrome?
Unfortunately not. Your bears, even if they got to move, the dragon is still hovering 10 feet above the ground. Your bears have only got a range of 5.
If I cast a wall of fire around Vic with the fire side on the will that damage the dragon? The wall of fire is
Let's
20
find
foot high.
what level is Wall of Fire again? There it is. Never mind. 20 feet high. Yeah. Yeah,
It'll
it,
6th level, I think.
20 feet in diameter. Yeah, I see it. 6th level, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So go ahead and roll me 7d8 of damage while this dragon makes a dex saving throw. 6. Alright, so it makes the save as it rolls a 20, DC 15. So it makes a save, so it's going to take half of that, so that'll be 16 points of fire damages. Drops it down to that much health. As a ring of fire, 20 feet in diameter, so that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20 feet in diameter. Forms, no, not that one. I want this one. Thank you. Forms around Victorlas, about there. So as per the spell, you create a wall of fire up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick, or a ring wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. So it definitely hits. Opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, creature takes 7d8, which is done, half as much on a successful save. One side of the wall selected by you when you cast a spell deals that same amount of damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. Creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage.
The inside doesn't damage Vic.
The inside will not damage Victorlas. However, if Victorlas does step out from the wall, it will damage him. However, the inside, the safe side is opaque, so you can still fucking see through it.
At least your hands are warm.
Yeah, surprisingly, Victorlas has gotten really comfortable as this wall of, seeming almost terrifying wall of fire just erupts around you, but that doesn't matter at the moment. It's really warm and comfortable in here now.
Get yourself a nice drink, maybe a pipe. You'll be in business.
Get a deck chair and just chill for a bit. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Neftari?
If I can move to there, I will, but I don't. I want to get that other side of that rock to the dragon, but I don't kind of. I can't go there. I will.
To there, let's see here. So was it there?
Yeah, but the thing is, I go in range of the dragon there, so that's.
Again, it's only if you enter melee range, you do not provoke attacks of opportunity. It's if you leave melee range. So
Right.
if you make your way there, you would pass under the dragon as it is still in the air. So you could make it there, and you wouldn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, go for it then. Yep.
All right, cool. Make your move. 30 feet or 25, whichever slot you're wanting to go to. All right, cool. There you go. And is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I can't see any of my companions, can I?
You can just see Coralina over here, but she's 85 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna hide here then. Yep.
All right, cool. With that, Temple, it is your turn in initiative as you attack away, and all of my shit just never works at all.
I'm going to cast 4th level Death, 5th level Death Ward on my whatever level Death Ward is.
So whatever level Death Ward
4th
is
level
on
Death
yourself.
Ward on
yourself.
myself.
Measure of protection from death. The first time a target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 HP and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends. Cool. You're warding yourself from death. Let me go ahead and put padlock on you because you're locked out of dying for the time being. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. And with that, just whoosh from behind the rocks, I'm gonna fly right back into range of the dragon.
All right, cool.
Because it's party time, and that's where I'll be. In a flying position, so I'll put
Cool. How
many feet should I be at? Like here?
You can be to effectively hit it. I've set you to 10 feet at the moment, but you can be anywhere from between 5 and 15 feet. Anything more than that, and you're not in range to hit it.
I feel like the dragon's quite high up because it's on a rock, so I think I'd be.
It's only 10 feet because it's just like. I mean,
Okay.
remember the token itself just signifies like its effective area, like because you yourself are not 5 foot wide, so you don't take like you inhabit that space, but that isn't like how big you actually are. The same goes with enemy tokens. That is just how much space they inhabit, but the form of the dragon itself can like curve around rocks and stuff like that to fit the area that it's taking up. So, like as an example, it could be like hunched down lower towards Victorious while its hindquarters are up on the rock, perched up on the rock. It's just the space that it occupies. It's not taking up. It's
Okay.
not like 40. What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So yeah, it's not like 50. 25 feet in diameter. It's not like a 25. It's not a chunky Dargan. Okay, it's not a chunky Dargan.
If it was a chunky Dargan, it'd drop more loot.
Well, that's if you're going like MMORPG style loot drops where you
Yeah.
kill something and loot just explodes out of it. That's not how that works in this. This isn't a loot and shoot game like Borderlands.
Like maybe if you hit a mimic hard enough.
Yeah.
Mimics, I think, are the only things that actually follow that kind of stereotypical rule of loot exploding from enemies. I think. I don't know for sure.
Sonic gets hit by a baddie and all this.
And all the rings just explode out of him. Exactly, yeah. Anyway, are you stabby, slicey?
I use Death Ward. That's an action, I think.
Is it an action? I thought it was a bonus action. Or am I
Yep,
stupid?
one action.
Yes, it is an action. Never mind.
I'd
Thank you.
love to do some stabby, but not today. Not this
All right,
time.
cool. As you get into range, and that's the end of your turn, yeah.
Yep.
All right, Victorless. It's your turn in initiative. The dragon, even though it's like in squares directly adjacent to you, it's still 10 feet away from you, as it is flying still. So
Oh, right.
10, so it's not in melee. It's within it itself is within melee range of you, but you're not within melee range of it. If you know what I mean.
And I couldn't step underneath it and get into melee range from here, could I?
You could potentially step forward. Yeah, I'll say because it's been in range of you to try to bite you and slash at you with its talons, that you could step forward as it's kind of trying to rear back and strike at it with your short swords if you want to get into melee combat with it.
Okay, so here's what I'd like to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell me what will happen if I do attempt it. I want
Okay.
to walk forward towards the dragon to the point where the wall of fire burns me.
Okay, well, as long as you stay on the inside of the wall of fire, it won't burn you.
I basically want to just touch it so that it burns me a bit.
Yeah, so like if you just took if you stepped like 5 feet there, then you'd be fine. It'd be close enough to
I
you.
want it to burn me.
You want it to burn you.
Yes.
You would need to
But I
step
don't-
out. You would need to step out of the wall of fire to do that.
So if I were to walk under the dragon, like there,
Yes, that would.
I would
start,
get burnt,
That would burn you. Yes,
but I would be able to melee range the dragon.
you'd be well within melee range to hit the Dargan. Yes,
Upon receiving damage from the fireball, would I be able to use my reaction?
you can't use your reaction on your turn. Your reaction is the only action that you can take outside of your turn, but you can't use it on your turn.
Okay, I won't do that then.
Unfortunately, it's like, yeah, I could do all this. No. Unfortunately, no.
I thought you just get a reaction per turn. I thought that.
Oh no, it's a one reaction per round, but it's a reaction that can be used outside of your turn, because otherwise you'd be able to do this. Like you'd be able to go into create a wall of fire, then the next turn walk into it, taking damage yourself, use your reaction to cast absorb elements, and then give yourself an extra boost in damage every round in combat. That's like that. It's mechanically
It'd be great.
it'd be
User joined your
great,
channel.
but outside in a combat scenario
User
thing,
left your
when you think
channel.
about it, you're just giving yourself a like the bonus to damage when absorb element is more about you taking an incoming elemental attack, like the cold damage or a fireball or something like that, and absorbing part of the damage that way from an attack that is coming towards you, rather than I'm going to set myself on fire. This'll help. This is fine. No.
Absorb the fire.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I really like where you're going with that, but unfortunately not.
Okay, in which case should I be rolling for concentration because I got hit last turn?
Yes, you two. It's the total of 35. Half of that is 34, 17. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw, DC 17.
That's a
Nope.
natural one.
Nope, you lose your hunter's mark on the Dargon. There it goes. Finally, it's actually letting me interact with the tokens. That's good. So you lose your hunter's mark on the Dargon, unfortunately.
Right, you are. In which case, I'm going to go back to plan D.
Okay.
Conjure animals.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, dude. Can I conjure 2 giant vultures, please? Third level conjure animals.
Yeah, I should have done something like that instead of the
I
bears.
didn't know you could do
This
that.
thing flies. It's a pain in the ass. The bears will have disappeared by now, won't they?
We're gonna make Barkley jealous.
Where is Barkley anyway? He's not helping at all.
Doesn't do that.
Barclay can't do that kind of thing. Wait, that was
Barkley is there for moral support.
a.
Every once in a while, he peeks outside of a rock. Excellent hit.
Right,
He's
and
the
it's
toasty
giant.
guy from Mortal Kombat. Toasty!
Giant vultures, yeah?
That's just one of the things that's on the list on D&D Beyond. But any kind of vicious, large, flying creature at level 1. I'd like 2 of them, please.
Challenge rating 1, yeah?
Giant
Yeah.
eagles as well.
Yeah.
Vultures just sound quite vicious, so...
Well, vultures aren't really.
I mean, they're a distraction.
I'm gonna have to go into the monster manual for this now. God damn it.
Let's have a quick Google of challenge rating 1.
Giant vulture, giant eagle, giant frog, giant spider, giant vulture. Cool. Right, let's see what you're better off getting. You're technically actually better off getting giant eagle because it's got more AC, more hit points.
Are they gonna take us to Mount Doom?
No,
This is
only
not
the
Lord
last
of the
minute.
Rings.
Okay.
No, not until we've got past all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Of course.
After you do all the hard work that are going to help you get home. Yeah, you're actually just better off going for
Okay. Giant eagle then.
giant
2 of them,
eagles.
please.
They're statistically better for you. So 2 giant
Nice.
eagles. Right. Right, I'm gonna drag this here. It's not really to scale. I don't have any good tokens for this, so unfortunately that is
They're not
all.
going to last very long. I wouldn't worry about it.
That is all you're going to get. So a giant eagle gets 26 HP. So I'm going to put that into there, 26, and has an AC of that.
You're not kidding. That's a big boy.
And controlled by you, Adam, and copy and paste. That should still be controlled by you. Yeah, cool. Those eagles are under your control. Place them wherever you'd like.
Right, so I'm just basically going to have one on top. Like, from that angle, and then I'll cast another one.
I'm assuming you're having them flying up, yeah?
Yeah, so they'll match the height of whatever the...
Match the height of that. Alright, cool. So
what's he at? 10 feet at the moment?
He's at 10 feet, yeah. So in the blue one, put in 10 and then hit enter, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Again, with summoning, they do have summon sickness, so they won't be able to act this turn.
Yeah, of course. Not really else I can do. No, actually, what I will... No, I can't. God damn. I'm just going to stay in the middle of my fire circle, hunker down, and hope my eagles do the job. And I'm going to end my turn there.
All right, cool. There we go. At the top of initiative count 20, the dragon is going to let loose a large roar again, quaking the room and causing the ice shards to fall down. It can see basically everyone except Methitari. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, no, it can't see Jeff. Jeff's behind the rock. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. The first shard drops on Victorless. The second shard drops on Corlina. And the third shard drops on one of the eagles. So, let me click that. Is +7. So, Victorless, a 18 to hit you.
Misses.
Miss. Cool. Corlina, a 14 to hit you.
Let me see real quick.
Or
I want to see if I can panic and shield.
I would not. Attack back to you. I'm gonna lower the.
I just gotta check shield
Lower the
first to
thing,
see if it would
get
even
you
be
to
worth
up.
it. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's burn a reaction to shield. And that's the last of my first level spell slots. It'll add a plus 5.
Hold on. I want
No,
to double
no,
check something
no.
here.
I'm not saying you did anything wrong.
Yes, sir.
The dragon makes one ranged attack roll.
I don't know how close you are.
Okay, because this is This is the thing that's kind of boggling me here. Because shield is whenever you're hit by an attack. Technically, this is an attack. This is a lair action.
Okay, I mean, if not, that's fine.
It makes an attack
I'll take
roll,
the
but it's
hit.
a lair action. Yeah, I'm
I'll
sorry.
take the hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
That's
to say
fine.
not let you do that. I'm afraid.
Hit me, daddy.
Don't call me daddy, please.
Yes, sir.
God, that is so weird. Right, 6, 9,
I cannot see you.
15 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Does it hit me in the face?
No, well, say as you glance up, you see one of the ice shards dropping down on top of you. You manage to dive out of the way. You successfully getting out of the way of the massive shard of ice, but as it shatters, a lot of these splinters of jagged ice fly and start striking and embedding you across your back as you manage to dive out of the way. So it's not like because if it's a single shard of ice, it's going to impale you and probably kill you instantly. So no, you managed to dodge out of the way of the biggest shard, but it's the littler shards that drop and still connect with you. And the last one goes on to the eagle at the top. That is 2, 6, 12 points of the finest damages to the eagle at the top. And so that'll be out of the green one, Adam, at the minus 12. If actually, are you just wanting me to do it, Adam?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, cool. So minus 12. And there we go. So the top eagle's down to 14 HP. Cool.
Barry and Dave. Barry's the one at the top. Dave.
Barry and Dave. Cool.
You met my mate Dave.
Barry, show nameplate save. And here, Dave, show nameplate save. There you go. You should now see Barry and Dave.
Yeah,
They're
Barry and
named.
Dave again.
They are named. Cool. That was initiative count 20. That was the lair action. So it now drops down to the dragon's turn. The dragon is going to fly, take it up an extra 20 feet into the air. So
That leaves my attack
that
range.
leaves your attack range. Yes, you can get an attack opportunity if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yep, go right ahead and do so. Make your attack. Singular. Attack.
Oh no, that's the wrong weapon. How have I done that?
Just roll it again then.
Dragon, not longsword. And then 1.
1, yeah.
Yeah, one.
but nothing came up. Okay.
Right, cool.
Do I get
27. I'll give you the second roll because it was like the longsword plus 3 you don't have equipped. So 27
Okay.
will hit. So 12. Go ahead and roll 3d6. And because this is an attack, you can apply your divine smite if you would like to.
Ah, good. That's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to do that, please. Again, at
3rd level.
just a very quick scan of what else is under that, because that's my last 3rd level. Yep.
Cool.
No,
Nope.
2nd level.
Second level. 4d8 on top of that, then, please. So 12, 25 plus 4d8. 25, 31, 41 of the finest damages, dropping it down to that much health.
Finest damage.
The finest damages as it kind of flies up. You manage to kind of swing wildly up at the underbelly of the Dargon, clashing with the deep vermilion blade sinking deep and actually cutting a large gaping bleeding wound that then flashes with negative light as your divine smite strikes it. It kind of roars at you before getting well out of your melee range. Your eagles are still not going to be able to act at the moment, however, Victorless, as that it moved 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80 feet to here.
No. Jeff, also Coralina.
Just disappeared when I cast my wall of fire. The bears disappeared.
It is a concentration spell, isn't it? Thank you. Forgot about that.
No. Jeff.
Jeff, he didn't get to go out in a blaze of glory.
35 feet. Let's see what it can do. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to roll to see if it actually recharges its breath weapon. Forgot about that. As a 5, it recharges. Do you want to be that much of an arsehole?
You're a
Yes.
dork.
Yes, I do.
It's in
Go ahead
character.
and
Go for it.
roll me a Constitution saving throw, bitch.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to fire it at all of us.
Oh no, the Dargon's pissed. 17?
I called his mother a salamander. Yeah, I called their mother a salamander.
Dragon, not small lizard.
Dargon, big reptile. As I roll 16d8 of damage.
Oh.
What?
Bye,
How mu-
guys.
How much health are you on, Carolina?
Let me give you an appropriate 78.
78.
Yes.
You take 75 points of cold damage. You lucky bitch, and it's even there
Can I-
for you.
may-
See?
May I use may I use a free action, please, sir?
It's not
Because
your
I'm
turn.
still trying. I'm still trying to be brave.
Go ahead then.
After getting blasted with a cold breeze, I'd spit in your face, but you'd probably like it.
Okay. With that is going to end the Dargon's turn. Corlina, it is your turn in initiative.
Okay.
If you're sitting upright for this one, guys, you know it's real gamer hours now.
Oh yes. 6th level magic missile.
Okay. That is. Hold on, let me scroll down to magic missile and double check this. 8d4 plus 8, please. Ow. loud.
27.
27 points of the finest damages. That drops it down to that much health. As you build out these 8 arcane crystals of magic missile and let them all loose, they kind of soar through the air, kind of curving as they go, and strike the dragon in the face several times. Kind of shakes its eyes and kind of starts to hyperventilate almost as you see the trails and dribbles of crimson vermilion fluid just dribble out of its mouth.
Alright, come on, this way! And I'll get behind here.
Okay.
And as soon as I've turned the corner, as soon as I've like turned the corner for that rock,
You were hauling it.
or am I leaving melee range?
No, you're
Okay.
not leaving melee range. You're fine.
Oh,
It's not an
okay.
injury.
Yeah, turning over the rock, immediately I'm like plastered up against the rock going, oh fuck, this was entirely stupid.
Oh, this is a really bad idea.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea. This group has completely been a terrible influence, but my adrenaline is like sky high right now, so I'm feeling great. I got this.
At the end of your turn, using 2 legendary actions, the dragon moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
Bye, guys.
35, 40 feet. As quote, the dragon beats its wings. Each creature within 15 feet of the dragon must succeed on a DC X dex saving throw or take X amount of damage, but don't care about that at the moment. The dragon can then fly up to half of its flying speed, which was 40 feet. Hi, wizard.
I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can.
Yes, you are. You're dragging it away from all of your friends and isolating yourself as a wizard.
Yes, it's a noble sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. We'll just recruit a new wizard. I mean, heal you.
With that,
Regrow a new wizard.
with that, it goes on
Please
to
don't-
Neftari.
Please don't
Neftari, it's your
come back
turn
with a
in
dick.
initiative.
Please don't come back with a dick.
Even though I've got a spell slot, no, let's have Neftari do it so that you can be a different creature.
Oh, don't do that. That's nasty. Neftari, it's your turn in initiative.
I'm going to cast 7th level Cold Lightning if I can reach.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now, remember, Call Lightning is a spot directly above you. So it is a
Okay, so,
60-foot radius. So let's find out.
So I'll have to get closer to it before I call it.
You would need to get a little bit closer to it because that is the extent of your 60-foot range there. So you need to get at least 10 feet, 10, 15 feet closer to it to be able to strike it with a 7th level Call Lightning.
Yes, just a little bit closer and a little bit further away from all that nice cover.
Yeah, it's just
Right
like he
out
watches
to the
Corleone
end.
just bait the dragon that way. He's like, oh, you stupid bitch.
Hello, over here.
All right, you move to there, and yeah, definitely well within range to hit the dragon there. So you're going to do a Call Lightning spell, yeah?
In fact, the spot where the Cold Lightning originates from, it can't be moved after it's in place. So I'm going to get as close to it as possible so that
All right.
5, 10,
The
15.
15, yep. Let me switch back over to the objects and tokens layer as I draw a... I'm going to go back to black here because grey on grey won't really work here. Right, so let's count it down. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 5, 60... Oh god, hold on, I'm gonna have to start this all the way up at the top and zoom out. It's that big. Because I forget it's a 60-foot diameter. 60-foot radius, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 60-foot radius. It's 120 feet in diameter.
Yeah. That's huge.
Big
That's a
circle
big
is
storm.
big.
Right, hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 110, 15. That there is 120 feet.
And we were worried about him walking a couple feet further.
But this way, well, it's directly above him, so it's about covering as much distance as possible, I suppose.
I imagine, like, visually, this is a very cool scene.
It's just like Raiden style, Mortal Kombat sort of stuff.
I think it's
We
about
can do lightning
there.
rod temple.
I think it's about there.
That looks about centered.
There, that's centered there. That is a 120-foot radius sphere around you. As above you, storm clouds start to rumble at 7th level, striking down on the dragon.
Yep, he's gonna yell, "Leave her alone!"
7d10 of lightning damage for me, please. As the dragon makes a dexterity saving throw. Makes the save. Only taking 14 points of lightning damage. Dropping it down to that much health. As the bolt of lightning strikes down, narrowly missing the actual body of the dragon, but actually searing a large chunk out of the thin membrane that is one of its wings. You watch as it kind of howls out in pain, and the dragon actually dips down 15 feet closer to the ground. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Don't come in range to Temple's how many feet?
Temple is 35 feet away from you at the moment.
He's flying, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Oh, come on, why does it keep doing this to me?
What browser are you running it in?
Chrome.
Oh, no, it's normally fine.
I'll use my bonus
No,
action
it's-
to cast.
Here we go, 35 feet, yeah. Bonus action, was it? And what are you doing? David? Oh, no, that's me. My headphones have just died, I'm pretty sure. No, they've not. What the hell? I can't hear you guys right now. I may quickly check my... No, I'm going to have to DC and rejoin the call. 2 seconds.
Testing.
There we go.
testing.
Now I can hear you guys. That's great,
Hello.
as you guys went quiet for a second. Sorry, bonus action, David. What were you wanting to do with that?
4th level healing word on Temple.
4th level healing
Woo.
word. Cool.
Which word?
So Neftari, go ahead and roll me 4d4 plus 2. Temple, you regenerate 12 points of HP.
Yeah, I'm less dead.
Less dead.
So, I'm sorry to be a ne'er-do-well, but didn't Neftari just cast a massive storm cloud?
Bonus action.
Yes, as an
healing
action.
word.
And healing words is a bonus action.
Yeah, I meant to cast it earlier. I was holding off to cast some of my other.
Yeah. Remember,
I was-
as long as you've got your the action equivalent, Because
Oh yeah.
it's
'cause,
a
yeah, we're
healing
not following
touch.
standard
Yeah, we're not
rules,
following
so-
pure proper standard, but it's
Yeah.
cure wounds. Sorry, that is the touch one that's an action.
No, I do apologise. I was following
That's-
strict book rules. I forgot.
Yeah,
that we
I know.
don't-
Raw is fair and balanced, but I think this rule is fair and balanced as well. But that's absolutely all right. It's been a long time since we've been in combat, so
I've got better healing spells. I've been holding off on casting them because I can't get close to anyone. Everyone's flying and stuff. But they heal better than what this spell does. But I'm gonna have to use something on people who are gonna.
wait, hold on, Carolina. You know how you took
Yes, sir.
your 75 points of cold damage?
Yes, sir.
Roll me a con save, please.
Yes, sir.
Because remember, you're concentrating on fly. You need to roll a nat. Nope.
I'm sorry. Sorry,
Temple, how high up are you?
I'm
at the moment?
only 10. I am only 10 feet.
All
thank
right,
goodness.
cool. As you drop to the ground, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall the 10 feet. As you're
Does he at least do a superhero landing?
I mean, that's purely up to Temple if you do a superhero landing.
Whole time I'm falling, I'm going.
And they just land like
slow
Iron
motion,
Man.
and then land.
And then just it's like, oh, that wasn't that far. Ow. All right, cool.
Superhero landing is murder on your knee.
Oh yes, it very much is. At the end of your turn, Nithari, with its final legendary action, the dragon's going to make a tail attack against Carolina. As it does have a 20-foot
Fine.
range.
Oh, you said leave her alone? Whap! Assert
This bitch.
dominance.
Carolina, does a 24 hit your AC?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Goodbye,
I
wizard.
mean, you're getting knocked out here regardless. But let's see how much damage it.
Am I getting hit from the left to the left? Am I flinging to the left or to the right like a ragdoll?
I mean,
I gotta know.
I would tell you, but I just dropped my D8. God damn it.
Right, cool. Use my phone for this instead because it's
Can't be
Yeah.
fucked.
I'm not. We're almost finished here, so we're going to do this 2d8 plus 8. But take a 14, so you can actually see 14 points
And
of
down I go.
bludgeoning damages as you are knocked unconscious. You're no longer concentrating, but you are unconscious.
Okay.
All right, cool. Temple, it's now your turn in initiative.
Oh boy, I sure wish I could travel further than 60 feet right about now. It'd be real neat if I could like fly and stuff.
Sorry.
This has ruined my plans completely. It was going to be so
Sorry.
badass. That's my turn. I just wanted to cry. Nah, I've got something.
Okay,
I
cool.
can...
Moving swiftly on.
No,
Legs.
no.
Did I get ragdolled from the left or the right?
I
You can
can't.
say.
We'll go right.
All right. So
You're actually displaced, but still, blep. Ah, I see it. Come on, get your little fucking. Oh, what would it be? A sectahedron, I think. Is sect
SECT for an 8-sided object, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, Temple.
should be hex. I think hex for a 6-sided object.
Yes, it was an 8-sided. It was an 8-sided die though.
Oh, oct then.
Oct. Oh yes, octopus, octagon. Yes. So an octahedron. That's the word. An 8-sided object.
Does my little flicky do help me? My period of wound closure.
At the start of your turn, it will,
Thank you, sir. Okay, that's all I need to know.
because you don't roll death saving throws until the start of your turn. So at the start of your turn, your periapt of wound closure will keep you going.
I have done a move of 30 foot.
Okay.
And and there's really not a huge amount I can do. Suddenly, this arena seems a lot bigger than it was 2 minutes ago. Oh, I can't even do the thing I was going to do because I don't have the spell slots for it.
Rip. That's great. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do this. No, I'm not.
Yay! Then I'm going to cast 100th level dash and move another 30 feet.
100th level dash. Damn, that is a
Yes.
extremely powerful spell. I mean, most
Yeah, look, it lets
spellcasters
me go all the way
are
here.
basically limited to 9th level spells, but 100th level? Damn! Letting you move an extra 30 feet. Wow. super
Temple
powerful.
spent a lot of time meditating throughout the years, and this is what came of it.
All right, cool. And that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. One thing. This wall of fire disappears because it's concentration. Again, I'm pretty sure.
Back here, coward.
Yeah, because whatchamacallit? Conjure lightning is a call lightning. Sorry, is a concentration spell. Yes, cool. Well, put that on you. Yeah, cool. Top of the initiative round order. Victorless, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Alrighty. Right, I'm going to move my eagle here. 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 75, sorry, 70, 65, 70.
65, 70.
The number wang. Anyway, I'm going to move it to
80.
here, basically.
Yeah, 80 feet. Cool.
And then I don't know if I can do it with this guy. 1, 2,
Where's
3,
giant eagle there?
5, 6, 7, 8,
Giant eagle. Yep, 80
10,
feet flying.
11,
Flight.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes, it's just about in range.
It's 5 feet away from the Dargan.
So I would like both my eagles, my magnificent Barry and Dave,
Barry and Dave to attack the Dargan.
attack the motherfucker.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me 4d20s plus 5 for each of the attacks, please. All right, and we'll do them in order. So it'll be beak talons for going from Barry and then Dave, because each of the 2 different attacks do separate damage counts.
Natural 20 on the first one.
All right, so plus 5 is that's the only one that hits. So for that, please go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus 3, please. No, yeah, 2d6 plus 3, please. As Barry successfully does 13 of the finest damages to the Dargan, as he manages to fly down and swiftly latch onto the dragon's face, not doing any damage with the talons, but then starts to viciously peck at the dragon's eye before the dragon manages to shake him off. Dave, unfortunately, not been able to do anything, I'm afraid.
Dave's not ever been very good at doing stuff. Bless him. I mean, he's a lovely guy and everything, but
Yeah.
he's not great.
All right, it's on to you. What are you doing?
Right, I am going to use my movement if I can. I want to do a kind of Legolas style slide down this slope if I can,
Yeah.
or at least jump off it, kind of.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Style points. Why the fuck not?
You know, bow in hand, like sliding down the icy slope, ready to fire.
Or like kind of like what like sliding down the shield down the steps as he's fucking letting arrows loose. Yeah,
That kind of thing. Just on
Kind
the
of thing,
side, going
yeah.
down the icy
cool.
slope.
Sliding down, letting 2 arrows loose. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
Damn it.
All right, 16 will miss, unfortunately. And a third.
And
That's a
a
natural
natural
one. No, even worse than that. Call high or low, please.
Low.
Low. Good for you. As you take, how much damage does it's a D8. Yeah, it's a D8. So you're going to take 4 points of, we'll just do force damage. As your first arrow, you let loose and it just sails overhead. You're with the sudden abrupt movement of you sliding down the slope. Your arm's just knocked off center, so you're not able to pinpoint strike the opposing Dargan. But as you get up and continue your movement, as you draw, the numbness is finally set into your fingers, and as you're mid-draw, your bowstring kind of slips out your fingers and snaps back and whacks your offhand wrist. So they kind of just reflects
I felt
back.
the pain many times before.
Yes.
I know what it feels like.
Yeah, so have I. It's fucking painful. But yes, so you take 4 points of force damage. I'm just saying force damage because I don't know what kind of damage that would be. Maybe bludgeoning would be more to the point. But yeah, you take 4 points of damage on the natural one. Lucky for you, your string didn't break.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I was rolling for. Yeah, your bowstring didn't snap, so you're fine with that. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Can I? What's the range on that? 30 feet. No point. Okay, no, I'll end my turn there.
All right, cool. At initiative count 20, the dragon. What is the most arsehole way I could do that? Straight
Dork.
across there. Don't you dare call me a dork, because I will kill you
Yes,
right
sir.
now. No. Okay.
Died. How the fuck are we gonna get home?
Well, you don't know where home is at the moment, so let's see.
Or you can use your email.
What's it gonna do here? Well, first is gonna see if we yeah, cool. It recharges its breath weapon. 10 feet. It's 15 feet. Cool. I'm going to need Nethtari, Temple, Dave, and Barry to go ahead and roll me Constitution saving throws. So for you, Adam, that's a +1 on a d20. S, David. You did our exclamation point R, so it's an S. Save. There we go. That's a fail. As also a fail.
The eagle next to me gets +1.
Yes. Technically,
17
yes.
and 11.
17 and 11. Everyone fails. As
I break concentration.
no, you don't. You don't break concentration. Not yet. We'll see. Oh, was it 16? It was 16. Yes, 16 d8. You all take. So it's safe to say that, unfortunately, Barry and Dave. Barry had his time in the limelight, but Barry and Dave are both unfortunately.
Barry
dead.
got 17. He thought he'd done so well.
Unfortunately, no. The DC is much higher than that. You all take 58 points of cold damage.
I think I misheard you, DM. You said, did you say 58?
I said 58 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Temple, are you conscious? Or have you been dropped to 0 HP?
Yes, but I've got Death Ward.
You've got Death Ward, yes. I'm just double checking. That's why I've been asking. So your Death Ward, you're at 1 HP.
Okay.
because I'm pretty. Let me double check Death Ward.
That is.
If the spell's when you if the first time the target drops to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. So you are on 1 HP. Neftari, are you still conscious?
Yep.
You are still conscious. Cool. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Also, what happened?
Oh god.
No, that is a fail. That is the wrong thing. I need to scroll up a little bit so I can actually click this. I need to click that, and boop. Your call lightning's gone as you've failed to maintain your concentration. The dragon just used its recharged and used its cold breath on you. Its breath weapon.
Yeah.
That is 16d8 of cold damage.
Dragon breath weapons are very powerful.
Yeah, dragon breath weapons, yes. Dragonborn breath weapons, not so much. But yeah, with that, it's then going to fly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60 feet, and then 65 as it drops down onto the rocks and sets itself on the rocks there. And that's going to be it for the dragon. Carolina, that would move to your turn. You instantly stabilize. Neftari. Yep. Neftari, it's your turn in initiative. You are no longer concentrating on Call Lightning, so I can get rid of that marker on you.
Okay, then I'm going to run past Temple on my way to Corlina. Cast Cure Wounds.
On Temple? Okay.
Unless I cast... I don't think Mass Cure Wounds will reach everyone.
What's the radius of mass kill?
60 foot. 60 foot or 30 foot. So.
I think it's 60. Yeah, 60 feet of mass cure wounds. So let's see here. From where you are, you can hit. Come on.
Yeah, there's no way of doing it. So
no, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to hit everyone. If you moved 15 feet down this way, you'd be in range there.
Did you not
Oh yeah, you would be in range there. If you moved here, if you moved to this square here, or there, you would be within range to hit Victorious. You'd be able to hit yourself, obviously. Be within range to hit Temple, and in range to hit Corlina.
I'll move there and cast 5th level Mass Cure Wounds.
Alright, move your token.
There was it.
Yep, that's it. And what level are you casting Mass Cure Wounds?
5th level.
5th level. Cool. Go ahead and roll me 3d8 plus 2. Corlina, you regain 26 HP. Everyone else regenerates 17.
You said 26?
26, correct. Everyone
Okay,
else
thank you.
regenerates 17. Including
I'm
yourself if you're casting it on yourself. You are conscious, but you are prone. So you are broke back. Where the hell is the thingamabob?
I'm on my back. That's how I woke up.
Ew.
Filth monger.
And once
I
again,
had to
I've
slip
lost
one
control
in.
over the tokens. I'm getting
That's
kind of
what
pissed off
Tori
with this.
said.
I'm getting really pissed off with this. It's just refusing to. It's just constantly kicking me out of access to the token. Anyway, Nastari, anything else that you would like to do on your turn? No?
Don't think so.
No? Alright. Cool. With that, Temple, it's your turn in initiative.
Well, let's use bonus action. Sorry, to healing word as well. First level on what temple?
Yeah, you can do that as well if you'd like. So that'd be a D4 plus 2. Uh, 6 HP, Temple.
How much?
6.
Okay.
Alright, and then we move on to your turn in initiative, Temple.
Right. If Temple wanted to take the position on the rock in front of Darga, is that a possible thing without using an action? When I measure it, it's 25 feet west. I don't know, it depends how you consider going around or skating this.
Well, if you're going that way, you're being slowed by the ice there. So let's see.
Yeah, I
so
can't really get past thingy.
5. So you'd be 10. Yeah, 5 to there. And a straight run up. That'd be, well, straight run up to here. 15. And then a high jump is 3 plus your strength modifier. 10. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm messing this up. Yeah, possible. You can most certainly try to. You will have to make a check to see if you actually make it up there, though.
That's my expectation. I will attempt that.
Attempt to do that. Cool. Go ahead and roll me either acrobatics or athletics. I will let you choose.
Athletics is the strength-based one, isn't it?
Yes, athletics is strength. Unnatural 20. Yeah, no problem. As you take a running leap, you manage to make your high jump up onto the rock and firmly plant your feet, glancing up, and the dragon is now directly before you. As it kind of just hunches down and snarls at you, like inches from you.
This thing is very likely to hit me when it attacks me.
Yes.
So much so that I don't really think a little bit of extra AC from this shield is going to do me as much of a favor as maybe possibly more chance of killing it right now. So I'm going to put my shield away and draw my other longsword.
Also,
two-hand to your Dragon Slayer.
Well, could do that, but also, quickly go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Because your Shield of Faith was a concentration spell. I keep forgetting.
Oh, okay.
And you took a lot of damage from the breath weapon. No, your Shield of Faith's gone, unfortunately.
Okay.
So you're going to put your shield away and draw your +3
it took
longsword,
me
right?
6 times well into my AC coverage. I don't think that's doing me a hell of a lot of favors. So I'm going to unequip my shield.
Okay.
And equip my normal longsword in my other hand.
Yep.
So now I get the 2 attacks and then a bonus offhand attack, don't I?
I believe
I've not done that in a long time, but that is something I was doing for a while before I got a good shield.
No, actually. Before you do all of that, I will say this. When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand.
What does that mean exactly? Like,
so your properties, short swords and daggers, they have the light property. Your long swords only have the versatile property, which means that if you wield it two-handed, you do more extra damage. So you can't actually do that, unfortunately.
Okay, that's no good then. I'll just.
Victorlus can do that
shield.
because his short swords are light weapons. He can do that with his short swords. But with your long swords,
okay.
you won't be able to, I'm afraid.
You'd be best off
then.
taking the Dragon Slayer sword and using both hands and giving.
Yeah, because I would put you up to a.
Make sure you
D10.
choke up.
Hey, shush you. That's gross.
No, you choke up. I'm talking technicality here.
Uh-huh. So, are you wanting to keep your shield equipped and do a D8, or do you want to put your shield away, two-hand the longsword, and do a D10 of damage?
Keeping the shield.
Keeping the shield. All right, cool.
Even though this thing has been rolling 30s on the damage.
On the attacks, yes, but looking over it, it looks really badly wounded. Like, crazy badly wounded.
Them ice things, I've only just been barely missing them though, so the shield equipped.
All right, cool.
Possibly 2 extra damage. Then I'm going to
2 extra TAC, and you're going to swing an attack.
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead and roll your attacks with the Dargon Slayer longsword.
Dargon Slayer.
Dargon Slayer. $23 will hit for 12 points of damage. Go ahead and roll your 3d6 of extra slashing damage. Drops it down to that much health. Plus 11 drops it down to that much health. And your second attack?
No, plus Divine Smite, please.
Oh, Divine Smite, yeah, go for it.
Second level.
That is 4d8. $15 drops it down to that much health.
Again.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
Attack using Dragon.
28 will hit for 13 points of damage. No.
I'm ready, just in case something happens.
How do you want to do this?
Hey, let's take the
Describe your killing blow on this ancient white dragon, please. It had exactly 13 health left.
Wow. Can I jump up and slice this thing's throat?
Yeah, as you... So what we'll say for a bit of panache is you, with an kind of overhead backward strike with the longsword in your first attack, you slash across its snout, taking a large chunk out of its chin and up across its lips over its nose, and it kind of rears back, and with the momentum you just kind of spin, slash over at its throat and just turn around on the spot. And, you know, as cool guys don't look at explosions or witness their kills, the dragon just kind of stays there for a moment before the wound just splits open, and there's a torrent of... Wait, hold on. Spotify playback. What? Who the fuck's playing Spotify?
A torrent of Spotify playback.
Yeah, sorry. It's just Discord is just like, yeah, Spotify. What? Anyway, a torrent of crimson fluid just pours out, blood pours out of this large open wound as it kind of, like, with its large claws just kind of reaches up to its own throat and starts gagging on its own blood before it drops onto the rocks, starts to writhe around trying to grasp onto the last of its slowly, well, actually very quickly fading life force. And eventually, I shut the fucking Roll20 page like an idiot by cooking the red cross instead of... Oh, today's just not going well. As I click on the wrong tab and hope that I still have control over my over the tokens as the ancient white dragon is finally slain. And with that, because it's been over 3 hours already, we are going to call an end to tonight's session. As you guys have successfully killed an ancient, legendary, I'm pretty sure, let me just quickly double check here in the monster manual.
It was easy.
I sharp you.
Easy peasy. We're
Let's
all
see.
like just bleeding at the throat.
I'm pretty sure it's a. Well, yeah, no, it's got legendary actions. Duh. Yes, this legendary creature that is the ancient white dragon you have successfully slain. And look, everyone, there it is. It's dead. The cross through it. Woo! It's dead. It's no longer flying either.
Yay.
It's on the ground. You're dead. Shut up. Play the part. Or you're actually no, you're not dead. You're not even unconscious anymore. So I can't say that. So yes, you can. You're lying on your back in absolute agony, and you just from the distance before we call an end, you guys glance over Carolina and like just behind the rock, you just see a hand go up and go,
So,
"Yay!"
voice.
Yep.
It says crisp noise.
Anyway.
And then like just immediately just roll up to sitting up. Okay, 10 minutes, we're taking a break. And I'll ritual cast a tiny hut. That's it.
You cast a tiny hut so you guys can take a nice long rest so that you guys are fully recharged, because as you look up to the sky, another ancient white no, absolutely not. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Or would I? No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be that much of an arsehole to you. But no, anyway, how was that? Did you guys enjoy that fight?
Yeah.
No, it was terrifying.
That was amazing.
So this is my first time in dabbling with lair actions and stuff like that, because we've never actually had a legendary creature like. You guys encounter a legendary creature in its lair, so it couldn't really do anything like it of the sorts. I did have another mechanic that I was going to put in play, but that seemed a little bit overkill considered with the legendary actions. So I didn't put that in place. If I had put it in place, it would have been a lot more dangerous for you guys.
The lair actions.
Yeah, the lair actions, yeah. So lair actions, the way they work is the reason that you were going first before the lair actions went off, Adam, was because lair actions start at initiative count 20. So because you were running at initiative count 21, you went first, then lair actions, and then the dragon went. Because normally it's just, okay, what goes higher, but actually with a lair action, you have to count down individually through each initiative point. Because if something goes on initiative, like if something goes on initiative 21, then 20 and 19, you would go first at 21. 20, the creature that rolled the 20 would go, and then the lair action would go off, and then the next creature at 19. So you have to, with layers, you have to keep track of what is going on. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have all enjoyed. That was a very interesting fight. That was over 3 hours of combat. It's great. But before we bid farewell, a couple of things. One, I'm being shafted by my energy supplier because I'm burning through a lot of my electricity supply. And I did try and render like 3 sessions at once on Sony Vegas through the night when I went to bed one day, and then my computer shut down halfway through the night. So that fucked up those renders. I will do the exact same thing tonight and leave the computer running overnight, and hopefully we'll have 28, 29, and 30 all rendered and uploaded for sometime tomorrow. Hopefully, no guarantee. Very quickly, Liz Rapley, I hope I pronounced that properly. Forgive me if I've mispronounced that.
That's my mum.
Is that your mum?
That's my mum.
I didn't know that was your mum's last name. Hey, Liz, thank you very much for the follow. And Tom Smith, thank you as well.
He's my mate from college.
That's your mate from college. Great. Well, thank you, both of you, for the follow. Greatly appreciate that. And everyone who has tuned in and has been watching on Twitch. So we've got Dieter1910. Dieter, thanks for hanging out with us. He said, I see you there. Daukawi, I see you in the chat. And everyone that has been chilling out on Facebook, thank you all very much for tuning in. We will hopefully, well, probably with the quarantine and everything still going on, be back with you this time next week. But for now, we hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy the rest of your week. Remember, everyone, stay safe, look out for one another, and as Kayla would say,
Wash your
Happy
goddamn
Easter, eat lots
hands.
of chocolate.
wash your goddamn hands. Exactly. We hope you have a good week, and we will see you next week, adventurers. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.